He goes for the goal and sinks it in.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm the one saying nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, it's down forward. Over to Pinata, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
Welcome everyone to day 2 of the North American NA Finals here on the VRML Network. Joining me in the casting booth is Victoria and Palador. Welcome, homies.
What's up? Glad to be here in NA. What a day we have, and what a match we have between Acer and Riptide. Juicer is going to be a great one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both these teams I've casted multiple. I think I've casted pretty much all their matches from this season, other than maybe 1 or 2. So I know these players, they're coming ready, and we're in for a treat. We got Acer, and we got Riptide. It looks like the players are lined up, so let's head to the arena for some player introductions. Let's go. All right. Your starting lineup for Team Acer. We got Kangi, we got Dwagon, we got Miffin, and we got Aerogat. Acer coming to you live on the pink side. Now, over on that blue side, looks like we got Mozzie rocking those rabbit ears in that constellation pattern. We got Quiet, yeah, vibing. We got that green pigeon who's just shooting around, throwing up bombs, and not sure who the last one's gonna be. Maybe it'll be Oak Solutions. Hey, thanks, Saver, for their donation. Really appreciate that. And I think if the players are ready, maybe we could get going. We need still one more. Who are we waiting on?
Shout out to Rainsy as well with the $5, as well as a Saver. Appreciate you guys. Glad to see everyone joining up in the stream. Always happy to see the familiar faces. You know, sometimes take a little vacation from each other for a while, but it's always nice to come back and then see the friends in the chat again. Cool stuff.
Absolutely. Looks like we got Oak Solutions trying to come in. There he is. All right. There's our final Riptide player. We're looking like we're getting ready to go. He's trying to hide behind that boost juice. We'll give him a moment to get ready. If you're going to cry in the corner, you let me know. Just come hype you up. All right, let's go. We're good to go. Oh, I missed who the pre-match MVP was. I think that was Aerocat. All right, here we go. Take it away, Palador. Round 1, Acer, Riptide.
All right, well, excited to watch this one. If you want to go back to the last match between these two teams in the regular season, you got to go all the way to September 26th. It was actually Acer taking the win, although the scoring differential was even. It was 15-15. So close match. That's the beauty of Orion Drift, the beauty of what we got going for us, especially here in NA, as we are talking about a little offstream. There are so many teams that you can easily see winning this whole thing there in the top ranks of this championship weekend. And honestly, it's applied to every region too. As we've seen, Juice, we've seen so many upsets across OCE as well as EU, where really anyone's 100% on any given day. Any team can take a game from any team.
Absolutely. We got a battle here. Miffin bringing that into the sewers. Opting to go wide with it here. Acer threatening, bringing it into Riptide zone. Miffin throws it down, looking for Dwagon. Dwagon's going to swat it back, and unfortunately, Kangi had a little too much heat. And it's going to get reset back all the way to the goal. Arrow got back there just in case.
We still have 4 minutes left. It's still anyone's game. Acer really wants that out of their side, but Green Pigeon is not letting it happen. They pass that on over to Quiet T. Quiet T pass it over to Green Pigeon. They put it in, but they can't quite make it because Acer's defense is just too good.
Indeed, great defense being shown so far. Deadlocked. Still a minute and a half into this match. There's Oak from the top, assaulting Dwagon. Bad bounce gets right into the arms now of Arrow. An Arrow flying down the floor, much like an arrow, and straight into the goal as well. A Hawkeye for the first score.
Acer goes up 1-0. Thanks to a great shot there from Arrow. Now, Green Pigeon with that ceiling carve. Hitting 3, hitting 4, hitting 5, hitting 6. Now bouncing off the wall, and the ball pitches out. Goes over to Miffin, and Miffin's going to heave it on down. It's going to hit one of those geometry there, and they're going to fire it down. That ball's bouncing and rolling, and Kangi gets there just in the nick of time.
Acer is playing some heavy defense here, but Riptide is not letting it go unchecked. They pass it over to Green Pigeon. Bounces off the Orion onion ring as they go up, hits another ceiling card. Players love those ceiling cards. As they go for the goal, can they put it in? And they can, making it 1 even.
Wow, that Green Pigeon looking completely at home there in the skies and just waiting for the right time and the right placement for that matter. Some timely goals, and again, right in the corner, just easy does it, looking like the pro that we know he is. And wow, just the same on the opposite way. I'll get another score, so the pace picking up here.
2-1, thanks to Miffin going coast to coast, putting that in. Miffin told me before the match, no pattern, as it creates lag. Let's see what Mozzie can do with his fancy pattern. He fires that across the wall. It's going to bounce up top. Quiet's going to look to pick it up. No, Kangi's going to come in out of that goal. Ball's kind of drifted away. Still has it rolling in the right direction. Now Arrowcat has it. Arrowcat bringing that ball into the zone. Here comes Pigeon to challenge. And that's Mozzie pitching out from the goal. Going to swap that back down to the other side.
Kangi has the ball weaving through Riptide's players to hit another ceiling carve going onto Halo. Going right down to the right bridge, going for that goal, and it's just a bit high, but Miffin is there to pick that back up for their teammate, hitting a small reset back on over. Trying to gain some more speed while also giving their players a chance to get into position as they go weaving between, but Quiet T's defense is too good and they bring it back out of Riptide's side.
Quiet T trying to tee it up over to Oak. Oak on the back line, Mozzie as well. Mozzie heads it over to Green Pigeon. Pigeon slicing and dicing through the defender, leaving Dragon in the dust now. Green Pigeon again maneuvering right back. You can see the high mobility, just the perfect pace as they find the perfect place. There's Mozzie right back to Quiet. You gotta love the triangle offense that we're seeing being ran by the teams, passing back and forth with precision, although they do lose the ball eventually. Hard to maintain control for all too long in a game like Orion Drift.
Kangi's going to throw that over to Dwagon, who has it stolen by Green Pigeon, but luckily Acer's back there. Arrowcat has that up on the hoop-de-hoop, trying to come away, going to fire that up. Miffin has to turn around and go get it, trying to get it off the wall, just missed it. Now here comes Quiet. We got 30 seconds to go in this round. Up 2-1, Acer holding on to a small lead.
Riptide needs 1 point to bring this into an overtime. Let's see what they do is they launch it toward the goal. They're going to receive it, and it is knocked out, hitting double goalposts, making Acer still up by 1. Can Riptide bring this back in the last 10 seconds of the match? They pass it down. It's a scramble to see if Riptide can bring this back, or if we're going to go into a sudden death match where if the ball touches the ground, the game is over. They pass it on over. They keep it up. They're still keeping it up. They do not want this game to end, but they spike it, ending the round, giving the point to Acer.
Oh my goodness, what a heartbreaker there on that shot initially. Bouncing down, bouncing up right on the inside of that goal, and yet not going in. That will kill the morale at times. When you thought you had it, you thought you had the OT, but, well, surprise, surprise. Instead, we have to end the round. Exciting way to open it, though. Not particularly high scoring, but definitely high pace.
And we're off to the race.
And we're off and going here for round 2. Players not wasting any time. That ball goes back to Kangi. He gets sideswiped, and picking it up is Arrow, and Arrow takes a big tackle. Now Oak Gonna retreat back to his own side. Has Dwagon there. Dwagon's putting on the pressure. Ball's loose. Here comes Arrow. Arrowcat coming in from the sky. Holds it. Fires. And what a save from Oak Solution.
Riptide's defense is just too good as Kangi tries to pick up that ball, but they miss it slightly. Arrow, however, is there to pick it up for their teammate, giving it over to Miffin. Miffin picks that up, bringing it onto Halo, going onto the cloud, back onto Halo, over to the left side, passing it over to Dwagon. Dwagon's able to receive that beautifully, but gets knocked out of the air, and Oak Solution knocks it down their side. It's rolling. Will it make it in for a long goal? And it will, putting Riptide up by 1.
I may need a cold
Wow,
flash.
Oak Solution with the right solution, wiping that scoreboard with their first goal across the field. Nice and gently as well. No one able to catch up to that ball. So will be the first goal their way as Miffin gets assaulted by Mozzie with a big tackle, and Green Pigeon now about to contest Arrow. Green Pigeon sees a lane and just tries to tap it over there for a teammate as Quiet now will retrieve and will maybe achieve a great pass, but no, Miffin gets the hands up, blocks that attempt at the high goal, and back to the mid zone.
Mozzie now gonna flip it back into Acer zone. Oak Solution, one-touch pass across. Here comes Kangi. Kangi sees that the defense is back, so decides to hold it. Oak Solution tries to pick his pocket, and the ball gets flipped up over to Arrowcat. Arrowcat flips it over to Dwagon. Dwagon couldn't quite handle that pass, falling in the wrong direction. Quiet flips it up, and Dwagon gonna hit that back now. Oak Solution brings that down into the trenches.
We still have 3 minutes left, and it's only 1 point in the game so far. Let's see if Acer can bring this back for their team as they launch it down. No one's in the goal, but it's just a bit high as they get it out of their zone. Let's see who has it now. I believe that's Quiet T launching it down to Green Pigeon in a beautiful fit, I must say. As they hit another ceiling card, bringing it down onto Sidewalk, weaving in between Acer's players, but they just can't quite get through as they knock the ball out of his hands.
And now it's Miffin. Miffin ain't missing. The other team will be miffed at that, however, as Oak will take it out for them, going tied up here at 1 apiece.
Mozzie now looking to regain that advantage. Gets it over to the Green Pigeon. That Green Pigeon coming in from the sky. The ball pops free, and Arrow able to get that ball sent down to the other side. We're going to have a race for it. Dwagon's coming in. Oak Solutions is there. Oak Solutions is there and picks it up, and going to flip that across over to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon gets intercepted by Kangi, and Kangi has to just swat at it.
It's still anyone's game. 2 minutes left. Arrow picks up the ball, going right for that goal, passing it over to Miffin. Miffin tries to put it in, but their defense is too good. Riptide playing heavy on the defense here. They do not want to lose this finale.
Miffin again, trying to slice it over to a teammate, I believe. Will go high now off a bounce into the sewers, so someone having to go fish it out will be Arrow and Green Pigeon down there contesting each other. Arrow getting the slight advantage over that, but Mozzie swoops in to save the day and steal the ball. Mozzie now coming from the Halo, and hello. Oh no, it's not going to be a successful conversion on that pass, but he liked the attempt as Miffin now slices through. And Miffin now going right head on against a few goalkeepers, maybe trying to eye that goal some way, somehow. Oh, Kangi gets the go, hopping on by.
Credit actually goes to Green Pigeon, but it was a solid effort of crashing the net from Kangi. Get that ball to go in. Now here comes Mozzie bringing that up the sidewalk. He flips that over to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon, oh, loses the ball for a second. Arrow just going to swat it up. Mozzie's getting back there. Mozzie, number 16, looking extra fast tonight. Gets it over to Quiet. Quiet throws it across over. And it's going to be picked up by Arrowcat, who gets checked off by Green Pigeon. You got to fight for it in that sidewalk area.
We are nearing 30 seconds left. Acer is up by 1. Let's see if Riptide can bring this back and try and make it up even in the total scoring. But it's in the sewers with Kangi. Kangi bringing it over, but they hit a wall. However, Miffin is there to pick it up for their team as they recover. They bring it down to the goal, making it 3-1 with 20 seconds left.
A big, potentially, and likely game-winning goal there. We just saw a close-up right into the end. Mozzie, though, still trying to go for those consolation points here at the end. Sends it over to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon from the sky. Green Pigeon gets it by. And Green Pigeon will at least get them on the right track for the next round. But Acer feeling good so far with their second win on this series, best of 5.
Little back and forth action between these two teams, but after 2 rounds, it just seems that Acer has that little bit more. But these players aren't wasting any more time. We'll head back to the arena for round number 3. Let's go, baby.
Let's see what we have in store for us. It is a deathmatch. See if Acer can bring this home as it goes down to the sewers. Green Pigeon picking that up, going right for that goal. Weaving between us, they put it in for an early goal for Riptide.
Lovely job there to get started the right way. Again, you end the match the right way with a score, and then you start off the next round just the same. You know, keep the momentum going. Quiet trying to do the same here. So already getting the ball right back immediately. Show that they still have a lot of gas left in this tank. Mozzie, longtime hero of the esports scene, able to do so much, but not there as they do lose the ball out to Miffin. Miffin going 1v2. Will it matter? Oh my goodness, a big save though from Quiet. A nice move otherwise from Miffin, but he could not finish that play, and deep down the floor it goes right into the waiting arms of Kangi, sends it to Miffin and back into the offense.
Miffin now loses that ball in the sewers. It's picked up by Arrowcat. Arrowcat seems to lose it, and Green Pigeon's there. Throws it right to Kangi. Kangi got pressure there from Oak Solution, and now it's up for grabs. It's going to be picked up again by Kangi. He's working it up the sidewalk, cuts it towards the middle. He flips it ahead, trying to feed Miffin, but it's a little too far ahead. And Green Pigeon's going to flip that ball back right into the hands of Arrowcat. It's a little juke, goes down to the sewers. Going to hit that reverse flush, coming in from the corner of the halo. It's a carve of their own, now comes in, turns and fires. A good defense there from Riptide.
Will be taken now by Miffin, looks like. Still 1 point on the board, lone point on the board, going for Riptide's favor. Trying to change that fate now. A fling over to Arrow. Arrow just evading Mozzie, evading Oak, but actually got the smoke instead. Lost the ball to a Miffin with the recovery. Over to Arrow, just waiting, biding the time, and now buying a tie. 1 apiece, 3 minutes remaining.
1-1, here we go, all knotted. Now Mozzie bringing that ball up, and he's going to take to the sky. He's going to cut in, and now he fires it across to Quiet. Quiet shoots it from a crazy angle. Pass 2. Riptide up 2-1.
We love beautiful goals like that. I do apologize. My mic was muted for a second on accident, but I'm fine now as they set up the ball for Miffin. Miffin takes that ball right onto the sidewalk, evading Green Pigeon as they bring it down, passing it on over to Dragon. Dragon receives that beautifully, passes it over to Arrow. Arrow hits another ceiling cover. They go down, but Quiet T's defense is just too good.
Defense there surrounding the ball and able to get it back though for Acer's offense. There's Kangi from the Halo area going down to the logo, and oh no, says the goalie. Does not like to see it, but you do love the tie as we approach 2-minute mark with 2 on the board for each team. Very symmetrical. We love symmetry here at VR.
Absolutely. Mozzie now bringing that up. He has to flip it because he has Dwagon all up in his grill. Miffin now coming around. He has Dwagon to his left. He decides to hold it, and he just puts it in when Acer sends 2 to take out that goalie, and they're up 3-2.
Let's see if Riptide can bring this back, or if Acer's going to bring it home as they pass on over to Quiet T. Quiet T playing the offense this round as they go for it, making it 3 even. We might see an overtime in this round.
Like I said, we love the symmetry here in VRML. That's exactly what I mean. The OT, maybe. We got 1:20 to find out if that happens. But in the meantime, dribbling right up the floor, carving around with some great velocity. It's going to be Miffin, not missing once again, with a 1-point advantage for Acer, who has the 2 game advantage here in this series. So pulling ahead and trying to just close it out in a sweep.
Mozzie now fires over the Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon's coming in, and Kangi stands tall. What a save, homie. He's going to flip that out. And Oak Solution sends it back looking for Quiet. But the Acer's defense is going to get that swatted to the corner.
We are in our last 40 seconds. It's a bit of a scramble to see who can grab the ball. It's falling down. It's nobody's ball right now, but all they're scrambling is it's on the Acer side. It's again, it's a bit of a fight here as it's going back and forth, but they're able to launch it down. Mozzie tries to pick that up, but just can't quite connect with it as Quiet T also brings it back up, giving his teammate a little bit of defense as they launch it down to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon just a bit wide, couldn't quite receive it as Arrow picks it back up and clears it out of their side.
Potential big possession up ahead. Miffin with a deep fling, eyeing it down like the shark he is, but Green Pigeon now sending it over to Mozzie and Cole on the side. Oh, a bad bounce as the seconds wind down. Now they need to keep that ball alive, but it will be Dwagon who strives for that ball and sends it to Kangi. And with time and points on their side, one more vault into the floor, and they will shut the door on this series. Acer takes it in a clean sweep.
Well, Acer showing why they were the #1 seed after 11 weeks in the season. Riptide, even though the rounds were close, Acer was able to take it in 3 straight rounds, and Acer will advance to the winner of our next match between Ignite and Formula 3. Well, Palador and Victoria, what are your thoughts on that little doozy?
Oh, well, we saw, a good showing overall for Acer, of course. Riptide, they were right up in there into the last seconds of that match. But unfortunately, as you mentioned, Acer, they've only dropped one match in this in the whole regular season, that is, 13-1, a near flawless record. Riptide ain't far behind, though. So, got some more tournament to spare. That was just an upper bracket match, meaning that Riptide still has the potential to come back from those lower brackets. So, all hope is not lost yet, but Acer sitting comfortably still yet, and they'll go on to face the winner of Formula 3 and Ignite in the uppers. Victoria, your thoughts on that and any closing comments there?
I think Riptide really played a defensive game there as Acer tried to go more offensive, and in the end it did win them that round as their offense was just slightly more attackative than Riptide's defense. It was a close game through all of these, very even, that symmetry you mentioned before, and I think Riptide could bring this back in these lower brackets.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this one. We're going to take a short intermission break, but when we come back, we got Formula 3 versus Ignite. So, grab yourself something to drink, maybe grab yourself some popcorn, because we got some absolute cinema coming your way. Hold tight. We'll be right back here on the VRML Network.
course it is.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm always saying nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, hits down forward. Over to Pinata, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
I got champion DNA. Yeah. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a page. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a page. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining me in the booth for this epic matchup between Formula 3 and Ignite is Palador and Space Dude. Welcome, homies.
Hello. Great to be back on the stream. We've got Ignite and Formula 3, two teams that do excite. It's a formula for success when it comes to at least the viewers. We're the ones who always win, right? Ignite at 10-1 on the season, Formula 3 at 13-2. But some way, somehow, these two teams managed to avoid each other all regular season. So while I'm sure that they have scrimmed in terms of the official stats, it's a clean slate. How about you, Space? What are you expecting to see here in this matchup?
I mean, talking about some history here, Ignite was prominent throughout Pioneer Cup, Ignition Cup, and VRML Con, so they have some history of being really good. And Formula 3 really came out of nowhere this season with some, known players, but not really that heard of, just coming out of nowhere and being that one of the top teams the entirety of the season.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like the players are starting to get lined up. Let's head to the arena for some player introductions. Let's make sure we got the teams on the right side. We don't. And now we do. Maybe magically. Boom. There we go. Okay, your starting lineup for Formula 3. We got Pinata. We got Lynch. We got Boo. And we got that speedy robot. There he is. Salvatore. Formula 3, ladies and gentlemen. Over on the other side, representing the Ignite organization, we got Slip. We got Big Bad Baz. We got not so little Staven. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got just warming up in that background. No nonchalant. We got the mighty Swag War. All right, fellas, if you're ready. There we go. Baz, making sure his players are all head in the game. Let's get to it. Let's get that ball in the middle. Let's see who our pre-match MVP is going to be. Slip, looking for that thumbs up. Making sure. And Slip is our pre-match MVP. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get ready. Ignite Formula 3 North America Day 2. Upper bracket. Let's go.
The ball is in
We are
play.
going to be off here. Salvatore with some speed gets tackled instantly. Now it's going to be headed over to Baz. Baz losing the ball. Pinata finding it, scooping it in for a 1-point lead to Formula 3.
A great way to get started for Formula 3 with the Formula 1. As Swag now, the one with the ball on the approach, dodging past a few defenders quickly. Easy does it to Slip, but Slip getting stopped. A nice defensive stop there in the goal as it'll go right back to the midline. Swag picking it up right above Salvatore. And Swag now being overtaken by Boo. Kind of scared him. Scared me too as little Steven now whirls around.
Little Steven coming in hot. He throws it a little high. Salvatore bringing that ball up with a ton of speed. He's looking around for a pass option. Doesn't see anybody. He's bringing that and hits multiple ceiling cars, but then that ball pops out. Slip's going to look to get that out. And just holding now. Feeds it over to Swagward.
Swagwar with it onto the left side, trying to get him at Pinata. Steals it from him. Now over to Salvatore. Salvatore onto the right sidewalk, working his way up towards the middle. Onto the UFO in the middle with a bit of a ceiling carve. Trying to find a passing option. Seems like he's going to hold onto it for a little bit too long again. Losing it during a ceiling carve for the second time. Swagwar with it now up onto the left side.
And Swag in a dangerous position there. A few defenders flying after him. The rebound shot found. 1-1 all tied up.
What a goal.
Slip in that right place. Design play off the backboard. Now Salvatore finds his team tied. He's going to flip that over to Pinata. Number 96 looking cold in those headphones. Over to Boo. Boo, one-touch pass. And no one's home, so Swag's going to throw it up. Pinata is going to send that reset back to Lynch.
Lynch now with it, loses the ball underneath him. Now Pinata trying to scoop it in for another score, but it's not going to happen. Now it's in Sewers. Lynch trying to get it out of Sewers, but it's going to go with some speed. Now Salvatore with it up onto the right side, hitting off the wall, but Baz just says no to that, hits it out of his hands. It's on Ness, kind of loose now, into the Swagwar's hands. 1v2, cannot get it though as Lynch finds that tackle and steals it from him.
Swag not shy of going head-on against multiple defenders, and he does it with success. Baz just the same, and will be Little Steven with a big brain, able to secure the rebound and shot to take the 1-point advantage for Ignite.
Now we got Salvatore, down a goal, bringing that ball in. He's doing what he can to tie it back up. He comes in, he flips it over to Boo, but Slip gets a hand and bringing that the other way. Now it's going to be swatted off. Swag just heaves it down. Little Steven sniffing for it, so is Slip. And it goes all right to Slip. Slip takes to the skies, tries to get away, but Boo catches him by the toes. It's going to be swatted off the backboard. And it's going to go up to Slip. Slip's threatening it again, coming in. But gets checked off, and Boo just swats it back.
Now in the hands of Pinata, working his way down onto the right side. Trying to head up towards the middle, trying to get a long pass over to Boo. Boo gets it, shooting it down, but he loses it before he can get the shot off. It's off onto the right side. Lynch winning the race there, hitting it past one defender, but not the other. It's kind of knocked loose now, up high. Slip taking it from him. Up onto the Halo now. So looking at a 1v2, looking for a possible backboard over to Bass. Bass shooting it in. Ignite winning, currently leading 3-1.
Beautiful setup play. Oftentimes on these streams we talk about how much more dangerous the backboard play is, the rebound off of a shot, but also sometimes just done with intent like we saw there, knowing that the defender's flying towards you, but you have a teammate not far behind to follow up. Oftentimes just throw it at that backboard as well, and it'll give you some success. As Salvatore trying to find just the same, no one there for the rebound. However, on that repeat of a play, as it goes right into the midfield and in a dangerous spot, no one in the goal quite yet, although Baz is there for a second along with Pinata contesting each other. Little Steven comes away with it. Ignite now looking to potentially build this lead. Slip with the ball handling duties from up top, trying to find Swag, but no go.
Pinata now working that ball up the sidewalk, gets by Little Steven. He's going to fire that across. Ooh, Boo gets tackled, and Slip gets a hand on it. He gets a second hand, and he's going to flip that into the trenches. Looking that up is Lynch, but he gets tackled off by Swag. And Boo now has it. He's going to heave that wide, looking for Pinata.
Now it's in the hands of Swagwar, having on his own zone, getting past two defenders, but losing ball in the process, gaining possession though back. Has now passed over to Baz. It's now in Boo's hands. Boo gets that interception, but it's going to be big. But Slip gets the tackle behind him. Boo maintains possession up high now, looking for a possible pass over to Pinata. Pinata getting it. No, Swagwar intercepting. Trying to get a rebound off the floor, but it's not going to happen. As now Little Steven gets it in for a 4-1 lead, ending round one.
And that's going to end round one. It's going to go to Ignite.
Ignite popping off there for the strong 3-point advantage going into round two. So again, question was how these teams would perform. They hadn't played each other in the regular season at all, and Ignite has definitely had their changes throughout this season, and there's a lot of questions there. But if history is bound to repeat itself, you're used to seeing them turn it on, ignition style here whenever we get to the postseason. As a nice post play there, Little Steven able to secure the ball, and Swagwar now on the front line.
Swag's going to pop it up to Baz. Baz looking around, coming in from the perch. He holds it, he throws it off the backboard. It's going to bounce wide. Here comes Slip coming in from that back line, but he misreads the bounce a little bit. It's going to go up. Here comes Little Steven pitching in from that back line. Great rotation. Little Steven could, and he does. Puts it in. Ignite up 1-0.
We're going to see a big change on Formula 3's defense here. They want to win this match up here. As Salvatore headed up towards the middle, trying to get away from a defender. Slip getting the, you're not even tackling him and stealing the ball from him. Little Steven headed down field, looking at a 1v1. Can he make it in? And he does! As Ignite leading 2-1 with a minute only journey.
Little Steven saying, "You can't Steve me." Shout out John Cena, retiring today. That said, firing in the goal on that beautiful play. Love to see it head on against that goalkeeper.
Boo now has it, flips it over to Salvatore. Salvatore flips it, but Baz intercepts it. Now Lynch gets it. Little hand, ha-cha-cha coming in from the sky. Lynch pitching in, and he fires that pass. It's going to be deflected, and they're fighting for it. Slip comes out on the upper hand of that and swats it up into the neutral zone.
Now Little Steven with it, looking for a shot. Has over Swagwar shooting it in for Ignite, leading 3-0. Ignite is on fire. They have the momentum in full swing.
Love that extra pass right at the end, slipping it to Swag, and Swag knows what to do with it. Salvatore, meanwhile, trying to find a passing play there to Pinata. Triangle offense, but the offense being broken up quite well. The defense swarming across the floor. Now Slip able to maintain possession now, regain possession rather, for Ignite, up by 3 strong points. Formula 3, meanwhile, still needing to break that seal, but they have plenty of time to do it.
Thanks for that donation there, Pixel. Appreciate it. That ball is going to be swatted up. It's in neutral zone. Little Steven's back there. He's just going to flip it ahead. It bounces up to maybe design pass. Gets it over to Baz. Baz contested by Pinata. Here comes Slip batting to where he can grab it. Slip coming off the wall. Hits us off his own face, and Boo is going to look to get that out. Bringing that down. Stops for a second. And he's looking ahead. He has Pinata up on the iron ring. He decides to hold it for now. Now they're advancing it in. Here comes Boo. He could. No! Swagwar turns him away.
It's going to be in the hands of Boo. Boo heading it high. Now trying to take it away. Looking downfield, trying to get it in. Pass even gets it in for Formula 3's first point in this round.
Finally breaking the seal there, and unfortunately still 2 minutes left, so not too far behind for Formula 3, but Ignite still trying to put the pressure on, keep the pedal to the metal, and indeed the gold medal of scores here, 4 of them to 1. So really just keeping that pace, that breakneck pace for Ignite, matching their scoring output from that first round already.
They're going to pass that across, and Slip comes up with another interception. Slip having an excellent match here. He's coming in, he has Baz, he flips it over, and Baz is stopped by Lynch. Ball's still loose in front, and Boo able to swat that down. It's going to roll all the way back, but there's Swag laying that back on like a boss. He's going to have that ball checked out, and it's going to be picked up by Little Steven.
Now it's in the hands of Slip. Slip with some backwards momentum, trying to reset it over to Little Steven. Little Steven heading up all to the right side. Baz with it, headed up, looking for a possible passing play, looking behind him the entirety of the time. Boo gets it from him onto the right side of Halo. Looking down at the goal, looking at Baz, trying to get past him, and it's, no one is quite there for the pass. As Pinata now trying to take it. No, Slip comes out there, scoops it up towards the right side, and now trying to get it down. Looking at everyone, trying to get a possible passing play, but no, he hits it high. Unfortunate there.
Now Salvatore being well read by Baz, contesting each other with that. Getting it back though is Boo. Boo getting dealt some boo-boos with some tackles and steals there, but manages to wrangle possession still yet. Over to Pinata now. Pinata dodging 1, maybe dodging 2, 3, 4, but no, could not get it through that door. 25 seconds on the clock and down by a few, just trying to put something together on this last play potentially to carry over into the next round. Ignite in firm control of the scoreboard and of the ball, right about to be as Slip is there for one more play. Easy does it. They'll deliver that final score, potentially.
5-1 Ignite. They're going to take this round and go up 2 rounds to none. Salvatore, though, he's just going to end it, and they're going to look to work on what they had going wrong in this one and come back in the next round and hopefully get it done.
The Cosmos itself seemed to pause to watch this match.
I mean, you gotta wonder what the entirety of Formula 3 is thinking here. as they had just gone down by 4 points, losing it in the second round. They lose one more time, they're into the losers bracket, which is not what they want at all, because then they go into that deathmatch elimination round where they could lose any moment.
Absolutely, that ball is back in the middle. Let's head back now for round number 3, taking away Palador.
Sure thing, and just quick shout out to the chat there. We see it popping up over 100 now, so we are going 100 on the stream and on the land and on the sea. We are tailor-made as a swift play comes in for the first goal.
Man, Slip is on something tonight. Stone Cold Killer. Here comes Salvatore with some moves of his own, but Baz is there, standing tall. Boo's going to keep that possession, but Little Steven's causing a ruckus here. Little Steven trying to get it around, but there's just too many blue robots, and it gets reset back into Formula 3's end.
I mean, these players almost make it look too easy to defend against this Formula 3 team, as Salvatore is headed downfield onto the right side of Trench, looking for, trying to get that first point on the board, trying to get the pendulum on his way, but Little Steven just makes an easy block there as it's headed above Boo's head. Now up to Bass's hand, shooting it in, just tapping it, making Ignite lead 2-0.
This Formula 3 team was only dropped 2 games on the season, in the regular season there, finding themselves in a position to maybe lose their first here in this tournament, as right now Swag just dealing more damage, bursting this lead open to quick 3 every single round we've seen so far across these 3. The pace just keeps getting faster for Ignite on the scoreboard. 4 points, followed by what was it, 5 the last time around, and then now we already have 3 on the board. They are just keeping that pace high and mighty.
You got Boo now trying to get something going. Down 3 goals, but Ignite holding on to that shutout. Now Salvatore flips that back over to Lynch. And now they're going to flip it up. Pinata gets checked there by Slip. Salvatore, we got to fight for it here in the neutral zone. No one really taking firm possession. Now we go. We got Lynch coming in. He's up on that wing. He's going to carve around. He throws it down, but there's Slip with a great defensive swap.
I mean, 3-0. I mean, what we can see here is nothing short, but I mean, critical for Ignite, having that momentum leading into the next round if they do lose here. But it's Swagwar headed up towards the middle. He's looking possibly for a passing play. No opportunities open for him. Passing it down to Baz, but it's just a little bit too low. It's headed up high. Slip trying to get it now. Over to Pinata. Pinata on the left sidewalk. Trying to get past Swagwar, but Swagwar makes a tackle and it's into Little Steven's hands. Little Steven still trying to get it. It's knocked loose though. Trying to race to get the ball first. Heading it out. No, it's going to be in Pinata's hands again.
And we're just seeing some uncharacteristic plays. I think every time we're even seeing Formula 3 get the ball here, they're kind of just haphazardly pushing it up the floor with not really looking for the passing options or getting in position for it. So they keep losing the ball to Ignite each time they even do get it back. We'll see if it repeats here once more as Pinata tries. But again, you kind of see they're just pushing on headstrong. This time it does work out because there's no goalie. But those are the kind of things where you see teams maybe getting a little discouraged and start deviating from their game plans and the way they normally play. That's the kind of thing you need to see adjusted. Luckily, again, for Formula, if they do concede this round here, they still have the lower brackets as well. So there's still plenty of time to get it together, but it has to start somewhere, and ideally it starts now.
Now, Boo, trying to work that up the field. It's going to be loose in the center. Baz now bringing it into Formula 3 zone. Baz turns and fires, and Lynch comes up with a huge save, preserving that only 2-goal lead for Ignite.
I mean, Pinata now having it up high now. Passing it, making a pass over to Boo. Boo with a bit of a ceiling carve, trying to get that starting onto the comeback. With a minute left, I mean, anything is possible. We've seen plenty of things already happen as Slip headed down towards the left side. Looking at his teammates, watching the play develop onto the left claw. Salvatore getting the tackle. That is going to be a big, but it's going to be passed over to Swagwar. Swagwar trying to pass it back to Slip, but Slip thought it was not. So he went over to tackle the goalie. Now it's going to be in the hand, really knocked loose here. In the middle, Slip taking possession, headed up high, heading off a roof to get a juke, but no, it's going to be knocked loose as Lynch takes it, trying to store it here, trying to get it in, and oh, Swagwar makes a beautiful block.
Yeah, Lynch pinned there by the swag man as they go right down the floor. He's a bad man. It's Salvatore dodging little Stevens, just seeing if they can get that consolation goal at the very least, bring it a little closer. That time is running down, so their hopes are starting to indeed slip away as Pinata tries to make a play. Pinata falling towards that ground, dodging past a couple of defenders. Boo somehow snags it. Pinata once again, and a fling over to Baz, an easy save as he slaps it to the mid lane.
Lynch now with 6 seconds to go. Looks like this round and match will go to Ignite. Well, looking for some momentum. No, Swag's looking for one more. Swag shoots, and that's going to do it. 3-1. Ignite takes this one.
Reminding you that drift ball unites us all.
All right, so with that, Ignite, the strong showing to open things up because we weren't sure exactly how it would go. But again, when it comes to the postseason games or when it comes to the big tournaments, when it comes to even, again, going back to Echo, and no matter what the roster is, it's always one of those cases where they know how to turn it up extra levels. Formula 3 is no team to doubt in this season because they have been strong. They've been, again, performing 13-2 on the season. So not an easy thing to beat this team, but Ignite somehow made it look so, holding them to very low scoring overall and just doing a lot of damage in a quick succession round to round, ramping up, it seems like, over time.
Absolutely. Brady, what were your thoughts on the match?
I mean, I saw Formula 3. They had kind of a game plan onto that first round. After they gave up 1 to 2 points in the second, they just kind of gave up. They stopped pushing down on the pedal. They stopped trying to get the goals. They stopped going with the game plan. But at the same time, you gotta wonder, at the same with the mentality of the game, kind of diminished after they gave up 2 goals because they knew they were better than it. So a lot of things are gonna have to change for them in the next round in the losers bracket that we are gonna see here soon. That you're gonna have to change for them to try to win.
Yeah, and we're gonna be back. We're gonna actually see, I believe, Formula 3 again against Rennes in our first of 3 elimination death matches of the night. So don't go too far, but congrats to Ignite on this one. We'll be back in hopefully about 10 minutes with the next match. So don't go too far because there's a lot more action still to come here on the VRML network.
Goes for the goal and sinks it in.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm always saying nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, hits out forward. Over to Pinata, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, one mistake here. Hold on, I didn't change that. Welcome back, though. We got another matchup coming your way. It's going to be a little bit scuffed for the first little bit, but hopefully we get the rest of the players. We got Ren and A versus the team that we just seen, Formula 3. With me in the booth is Palador and Victoria.
Oh, what's up once again? So we have Ren and A coming in against Formula 3, who we just saw drop that match in the upper brackets versus Ignite. Ren and A here coming in at number 5 in the standings, 10-2 on the season. These teams actually just played November 17th, and it was Ren who won 13-9 in that matchup. But as you alluded to, Jucifer, a little bit of a rough start to this match potentially about to happen, as it will be a 4v3 advantage Formula 3.
Absolutely, absolutely. Victoria, thoughts on the match?
I mean, this is the losers bracket. This shows us who's going home tonight or who's gonna really fight back to stay in this game. It's everything for these players, so I think they're gonna put on a good show.
Absolutely. Well, let's head to the arena for some player introductions. Your starting lineup for Formula 3. We got Pinata, we got Lynch, we got Boo, and we got that 360 spinning robot, Salvatore for real. Over on the other side, coming in for Ren and A, the 3 that we got just Xenux, we got Mathix, and we got Crazy-Eyed Nick. Yes, sir. Throwing it down. All right, if the players are ready, let's just hope that Neblix shows up with some time left on the clock, but we'll see.
Well, in the meantime, just want to once again shout out our viewership over there on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for joining us here today and for engaging, chatting, and what have you. See Tall and Tree, Tux in there, as well as T. Awesome indeed, as we're about to tee off here on this round. Let's go.
And that ball's going to pop up. Mathix is going to look to pick it up. He can't quite find it. Now Boo, fresh off that match versus Ignite, looking to put a statement here up early, working that wide. And cutting in, throws it up for Salvatore. Salvatore shoots, and it's blocked by Nick. Pinata's going to swat at it, and just Xenix going to bring it the other way.
The next launches that down for the goal, but it's just a little bit wide. It can't quite in, but their teammate recovers it, putting 1 up for Ren early in this game.
Well, you know what? It's a big tournament. It's a December weekend, and stranger things have happened. I've seen those 3v4s sometime don't go the way that you expect, at least to start off. Sometimes the rhythm is a little bit weird, and sometimes it can be to the advantage of the team who's down a player. We've seen it a few times. The question is, can that maintain over the course of a match? I guess we'll see, but so far, actually, it's so good for Ren and A, as they do have possession for at least a moment, but Boo will now gain it back for Formula.
Boo gets over to Pinata. Pinata hits Salvatore. Here comes Salvatore with his touch of speed, and he just flips it in. Formula 3 ties it up at 1.
When a team has 3 players like this, they have to play a style a little bit differently, and I don't think Formula 3 is quite used to that yet, which is giving them a small advantage as they try and swing it in but can't quite make it. Lynch is there to try and pick that back up for their team. Pinata tries to go for it as well, but Nick weaves through and is able to grab the ball. Again, it's just a bit of a scramble here as Ren tries to gain that possession back, try and gain that advantage. Xenox takes it, hits a ceiling carve, going for the nest, pass it over to Nick. Nick tries to go in, but their defense is too good, and Nick launches it in, making it 2-1 for Ren.
Right in the nick of time as 2 minutes in, 2 points on the board for Ren NA, still hanging in there. Salvatore to Pinata, beautiful pass, but an even better save. Nick once again nabs it out of there, but Boo is there for the surprise attack, the grab back. And according to the YouTube chat, Pebbles saying maybe the 4th is coming. Some inside info potentially. We'll see. I do hope so. So far, so good for Ren NA. Now on the defense.
Now Boo trying to tie it up, will throw it up, and Xenox gets a hand on it. Boo throws it back, gets it over to Pinata. Pinata flips it right back to Boo, and Boo flips it up, finds Salvatore, who swats it down. Pinata sweeps across and puts it in. 2-2. Formula 3 and Ren tied up.
We saw a bit of a triangle pass there as that we see Xenox take the ball early, bring it onto Halo, hitting some beautiful carves to evade Formula's players as they go down, go for the goal, but their defense is too good. He has the ball, doing a bit of a chicken jockey here as they pass it on over to their team over on Sidewalk. They receive that beautifully, hits another steaming car. Salvatore goes for the goal, and again, their defense, Ren is really playing this defensive state while also giving some great offense.
Absolutely. The lead on those passes from Formula 3 were great, but Ren was just able to swarm once they got too close to that goal. See if they can do it again. There's Salvatore. Head on with a goalie, and they go ahead by 1, 3-2.
3-2, Formula 3 takes that lead. Now here comes Xenox trying to work it up with that shorthanded situation they're facing. Mathix picks up that ball, he gets by 1, narrowly escapes now, gonna fire it across there. Xenox, and Xenox with some speed stuffs it in over Lynch. We're tied back at 3.
Ren ties up the game. It's still a minute left. It just makes you imagine what could have happened if they had a 4th player. But we'll see in these future rounds as Salvatore has our ball, going in circles and circles around Halo, passing on over to their teammate. Their teammate hits a beautiful ceiling carve. Boo loves those ceiling carves. They try and pass it over, but Xenox is there to intercept it, knocking it out of their hands as they go for another clear, bringing it on over to Mound. It's in the air. It's anyone's ball. Nick is able to swat that back over to Formula 3 side, but Boo is not having it as they pick up that ball.
Boo sailing down the floor looking for an important score. Down they go. Boo having it stolen from by just Xenox. Xenox will wind around with a ceiling carve and maybe trying to carve out a victory some way, somehow. Numbers don't matter apparently, except for that 1 extra point on the board. But a big steal coming in quickly. This could seal the deal. There's Salvatore, and Salva scores! 1 point advantage, only 15 seconds left.
Salva scores. I like that. Now just Xenox down a goal. Trying to work that around. Down a goal and a player. In that hot potato time coming up where the round keeps going until the ball hits the ground or a goal scored. They shoot and they tie it up. Let's go. Overtime, baby.
And overtime is something we love to see in these kind of final deathmatch games. You see him passing on over to Pinata. Pinata receives that beautifully, going down, going right for that goal. They could end it here. Oh, they pass it on over. Nick is able to grab that ball and launch it out of their side. It's a scramble to see who's going to get there first in this sudden deathmatch, Ren or Formula 3.
Well, Lynch trying to be a linchpin now for their team. A big drive. It's taken by Nick, at least tapped, and scooting over there is Pinata, having it stolen though. A possession now being going into the sewers, coming out of those sewers. Who will it be? It's Salvatore. Scored earlier on, but seeing if they can do it again. Some great pressure as, oh, what's this? A 4th player has just entered the arena. There's the captain themselves. It's a 4-on-4 game now here in overtime, just in time.
Yes, sir. Just Xenox has it. Looking for an open player, trying to work that into the center. Goes up, flips that over to Nick. Gets thwarted, but here comes Nebula, expression of the match, trying to make an instant statement. Gonna hit a couple of ceiling carves and ends up losing that ball to Boo, who's gonna look to get it out.
We are a full minute into our overtime. Again, it's still anyone's match here. It's a bit of a back and forth. Pinata and Zemblex are scrumming for the ball right now, but there is Neblex on his tail to go down to Sewers. Having some good defense from Formula 3's teammates. They bring it in, winning them that round.
Wow, the big win there in OT, and even up on the players, the 4v4, the rosters, but somehow, Formula 3 maybe just gave them the confidence to play their normal game. Either way, a big back and forth in that overtime, and eventually that little bump on the goalie, that tackle to seal the deal. Formula 3 hanging in there. Ren NA, I'm not sure how they're going to feel after this one, Juice, because on one hand, they got their fourth back. On the other hand, they ended up losing in the end with them back. So kind of an interesting change of momentum here. I'm curious to see how this round starts.
Oh, already, Ren's getting a little more physical in that goal. Nick now hits a couple of ceiling carves, brings that ball down. He's going to fire it up, looking for Xenox, but there is Navy, who's fresh into the match, showing the depth of Formula 3. Going to fire it up to Salvatore. Salvatore has that ball pop out of his hands. He's going to go wide, trying to get around Nemblix. He still kind of has it. Now Nemblix comes back and gets it over to just Xenox, who's trying to get it out, and does.
We're still early into the game. It's anyone's. Let's see if Ren can bring this back for their team. It's on the Orion Onion Ring. Pinata going in circles around the whole thing, back onto Ren's side. They pass it on over, but it's intercepted by Nemblex. Nemblex with one of their teammates on their back. I believe that's Nick, getting some heavy defense. They're able to pick that back up just as moment it's knocked out of their hands. They bring it down to the Sewers.
And just Xenox able to dodge past few defenders. The delivery to Nemblex attempted a bit high for the catch. Xenox retrieves it for a moment, but Salvatore is there for the recovery. Hands it to G Navy, and Navy trying to get it out there, but takes a few bad bounces. Lynch on the recovery as well. Pinata, a slap fest here on that ball at the moment. Not a lot of possession time as the piles form up on the ball right under the bridge.
Got a bunch of chaos in that corner. Just Xenox gonna come away, and now it just fires that across. G Navy gets a hand on it, bounces it off the geometry, gets it back, now threatening, bringing it down from the Halo. With that aerial attack, gets tackled off, and we got Xenox, picks that up and just chunks it up and gets it over to Nemblix. Nemblix now working it down the sidewalk, bringing it into the zone. Here comes Nick on some goalie duty, but good back check, and it's going to end up back in Nemblix's head. Coming in from the sky, flips it back to Xenox. Xenox holds it, fires, and what a save from Pinata.
Feeling like your optics need a refresh.
Formula 3's defense is just too good, but this Red has this constant berating, trying to get it in. It's just a bit wide there, and their defense as well is just hitting the ball out of their side. It's down, kind of a scramble here to see who can get that first, who can get that possession, who can get this first point, as we're already 2 minutes into the round. Lynch knocks that up, but Nick is there to grab that, hitting a beautiful ceiling carve, a double ceiling carve as they pass it on over to Ness. Xenox is there to pick it up, going for the goal, and again, it's just a bit wide, but Nemblex is there to pick it back up.
Wow, and a continuous barrage of shots coming in from Ren NA, resulting in no points thanks to the stifling defense coming in from Formula 3, able to get their hands on it, as well as the bodies blocking every single time. The ball does stay on this side of the floor, however, so that's the only story to follow, but now it will be Formula 3 maybe about to earn themselves some offense after that defensive stand. There's Salvatore, the delivery, and it will be Navy with the gravy, going up one finally.
Formula 3 had one in the chamber, ready to go, and they just pulled the trigger with G Navy. Now it's going to fire up. Speaking of G Navy, picks up that interception. Now working it down, going to flip it over to Salvatore. Here comes Salvatore, he shoots. Oh, and he hippopotamus is Pinata. We'll clean it up though. Formula 3 up 2-0.
I can't believe my optical sensors.
Formula 3 really wants to bring this home, scoring 2 points back to back. We have 1 minute left in the game. Let's see if they can really bring it home, really put the nail in the coffin as they go for another goal. They can't quite make it. Their defense is just too good as Nemblex has the ball. Going down again for another attempt, but no one is there to receive that pass. Salvatore, however, is there to pick it up on the sidewalk, going down, weaving between Ren's players. They go for the goal. Oh, and it's just a bit wide. Pinata tries to bring that back in. It just can't quite go in.
Navy doing a great job to secure the ball back towards Lynch. Lynch tapping it to Pinata. Pinata the carve, and Pinata the hit. No, 2 attempts, but will not score on that possession. Only 38 seconds remaining, and time running out for Ren NA, who, despite being 3v4 in that first round for the majority of it, able to score several times. They are at a donut at the moment. 0 on the board still yet.
And Nimblick's trying to get away from Lynch. Picks up the boost juice, but loses the ball. Nick's going to come down with it. Nick now needs to score in a hurry. He's running out of time. And he's going to take to the skies. He has Nimblick's on the backboard. He holds it, he waits, he fires, and Nick puts it in. Might be a little late, but Ren NA is on the board.
If Formula doesn't spike this, and they do, we could have saw an overtime there, but Formula really wants to bring this home for their team, giving Formula that first win of the round.
Yeah, Formula 3 now going up on the series, and Ren NA again. They were looking good, all things considered, missing their player in that last round. But I think Formula 3, one of the big differences, just Formula 3 locked in a little bit more. Because Ren NA got many attempts at the goal and near the goal, but Formula 3 was really just stuffing every single opportunity, it seemed like, holding them to no points up until just the last few seconds of that round. So impressive from Formula 3. For Ren NA, though, just continue to build upon that passing game, get that chemistry going, as they do have that first advantage on the play here with a back pass doing just that. And a quick reaction, but will not be a connected goal. Missing a little bit high.
Pinata now, slow rolling it out of his own zone, trying to sneak up on that halo. Now coming in, fires it up, misses the pass over to Lynch. Lynch is going to have to hurry because he's got Nick hounding him. Ball comes down, and that's G-Navy getting in there, but just Xenox comes around, runs into Lynch. We got Formula 3 pressing way up here. Now they're going to fire it back, and we got Pinata in that back line, but he's going to have to retreat because here comes just Xenox. Just Xenox coming in from that wing, cuts in, fires it up to Nemblix. Nemblix couldn't handle that pass, and Pinata comes up with it.
It's still 0 across the board. It's knocked out of Pinata's hands. Sorry, a bit of a stutter there. Salvatore has our ball onto Halo. Bring out to the Orion Onion Ring. Bit of a back and forth here as they kind of get it away from Neblex over to G-Navy. G-Navy passes it over to Ness. Pinata can't quite get a hold on it, but Lynch is there to pick it up and get Ceiling Carb going for it, but Red's defense is too good.
We're seeing a lot of these shot attempts on both sides going a bit high on those drives just above the goal, trying to no doubt avoid the goalies and also set up some rebound plays, but provided nothing quite yet on the score sheet. Xanax trying to change that perhaps right about now, coming in from the halo to the logo, and no go, as it will be the good defense from Salvatore. High pressure, not really leaving a lot of time or space for any action inside that goal.
Oh, that ball's loose in the corner. G-Navy gets a good smack at it. It's going to go wide down. Nemblix is there to pick it up. Now Nemblix trying to find that ever-important first goal. Working it up, trying to find a lane. Getting pressure from Pinata. Bounces off the wall. Takes it the other way. There's Salvatore. Shoots it. Salvatore makes it 1-0. Formula 3.
You know, they say the first goal is the hardest to make. This could be the advantage Formula 3 needs to really bring this home and win them this final bracket, but Salvatore is not letting that happen. They're bringing it over, making it 2-0, Formula 3 up.
Well, you're dead on the money there. First goal, oftentimes the hardest one. Unless it's scored in the first few seconds of a round, sometimes breaking that seal thereafter is just a tough job. But once you do it, the scores start flowing. We see 2 in a row there. And unfortunately for Ren NA, both of them were conceded on a breakaway play, an open goal. So something certainly to address in these last couple of minutes, making sure the positioning is there to not concede those open ones. Got to make it tough for these teams. Now they will cover it, but G-Navy is there, and doesn't matter. Goalie could not stop the assault from the Navy, and it will be 3 points uncontested Formula.
Under 2 minutes to go, and in a little bit of a hole here. Ren NA needs to get something going in a hurry. Lynch feeds it over to Pinata, who feeds it back down to Salvatore. Salvatore, man, He doesn't want to be eliminated and sent to the crusher because he turned it up to an 11 team. Let's go.
Every point is in the nail in the coffin. Ren, I imagine they are panicking with a minute 30 left on the board. They need at least 4 goals to bring this home as Nemblex dodging all of Formula 3's players, but hits some unfortunate geometry. You're able to pick that back up in sewers though, bringing it up to Halo, hitting a beautiful stealing carve there as they bring it down to the goal. They can't quite connect it, but they're able to grab that possession back, hitting another stealing carve. We love to see those. Again, another stealing carve. Comp players really love their stealing carves. It's something you notice a lot when you watch this kind of gameplay.
Yeah, the verticality is so important here in Orion Drift to get in better positioning and offer those passing lanes, trick out the defenses. We see it at play there, but excellent defense as Salvatore just snags it straight out of the air. That's tackled immediately after by a few players, but just wonderful job on the defense to deny and deny. And right now, G Navy trying to supply that aforementioned nail in the coffin that you said. We have, I think right now, Ren NA kind of sleeping on a bed of nails, but bed of roses for Formula 3 right now.
And not giving up, here comes Nemblex. Looking to get one on the board to break that shutout. Nemblex knows that their season is over, but it's one for the road. Oh, he gets it in off the inside bar. There we go. Ren NA, they break that shutout.
I do believe, mathematically speaking, Formula 3 is going to win this one if they spike the ball when it gets to that time. But Red getting that final point is just saying that we're not going to give up without a fight. We have 3 seconds left. Will Formula 3 put in a final goal, or are they going to just end it there? Let's see as G Navy has the ball hitting a stealing carve, going for the goal. I think they're going to go for a 5th. It doesn't quite connect. Formula 3 wins.
A big win there in the lower brackets of Formula 3. They ate that loss against a mighty Ignite in the upper brackets, but still came prepared to play and did the job. They got it done there in the lower brackets, sending Ren NA packing on the season. And an otherwise great season for Ren NA. Again, 10-2 on the records, number 5 overall on the standings. But indeed, they will be checking out of the VRML hotel here tonight. Meanwhile, Formula 3 will move on. And they'll be facing the winners of Riptide and Gangster Gatos a little later on.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this one. We're going to take a short intermission break, and like Palador said, we're going to be back with Riptide versus those kitty meow meows, the Gangster Gatos, right here on the VRML network. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. We still got some more action coming your way, so don't go too far. We'll be right back.
goes for the goal and sinks it in.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm always saying, nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, hits out forward. Over to Pinata, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
Kitty, kitty, cat, swing, pounce, jump, bounce, kitty, cat. Meow, meow. Kitty, 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 cat, swing, pounce, jump, bounce, kitty, cat. Meow, meow.
Welcome back, everyone. We have another elimination deathmatch from day 2 coming your way. We got the Gangster Gatos versus Riptide right here. Joining me in the booth this time is Palador and Space Dude. Welcome, homies.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, Riptide we saw earlier in the day opening up the stream versus Acer. With that said, we have okay, number 4 in the rankings, 12-4 on the season. Gangster Gatos coming in at number 7 on the season with a 9-3 record, so very respectable for both these teams, and they are in that sudden death, as you noted. No coming back, no lower bracket. This is it. So best of 5 for one more match here, and then we're moving on to best of 7s after this, it seems like. But yeah, a lot of great things on the way. Yeah, what's up, Space? On what's your view on this matchup here?
I mean, it is going to be something that Riptide has to come back from after just getting pretty much clean sweeped by Acer, not winning a single round. Even though it was close on every single one of those rounds, there's still the mentality that they have to keep to win all of these is crazy.
Absolutely. Well, Gangster Gatos also haven't played in a week, so hopefully they got warmed up. If the players are ready, hopefully we can get them to line up and we can get some player introductions underway. We'll see what's going on. Maybe they have spectators hidden and can't see me. We'll see. We'll give them a few more moments. I don't blame them. I try to get my camera.
Was that a shout out there, Juice?
It could be. It could be. All right, we may have to let him know.
I respect it.
That.
I hustle loyalty and respect it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't see him anymore after tonight. All right. Oh, it looks like, here comes Quiet. They're waiting for Quiet to come back. He probably just restarting his headset. And it looks like we got a player on the Gangster Gatos also. Ooh la la, not quite there. Maybe we'll see Fly come in.
I know who I do see in the chat there. We see Tree, Salvatore, Square. What's up, guys? Mozzie as well popping in, and Monster Dash. Good to see those friendly faces in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Very lively today across our streams. And again, we still have much more to come. This is just day 1 of our finals weekend. But we have OCE / APEC, depending on who you ask. But they don't like to be called that, apparently. So OCE, EU, and NA day 2 still coming up later on depending where you are in the world. Monday for me, Sunday for a lot of you, though. But nonetheless, yeah, so much action here today, and despite some close matches, so far it's just been some clean sweeps here. Hoping to see that change with this match, though. However, just from the VRML scriptwriter side of things, we want it.
All right, let's get some player introductions here. Coming in for Riptide, representing the Riptide organization, we got that Green Pigeon, we got Quiet, we got Oak Solutions, and we got Mozzie, looking sharp in pink, homies.
Juice, the people can't see.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Now, my bad. There we go. Hey, hold on. Okay, let's see. There's that tower. Thanks for letting me know. There's Quiet. There's Green Pigeon. There's Oak Solution. And where was Mozzie? Mozzie's kicking around here somewhere. There's Mozzie. All right, coming in on the other side for those kitty meow meows, gangster gatos. We got Foot. We got Ooh La La. We got Monster Dash. And we got the mean, the vicious Gamer 133. All right, the players are ready. Let's get that ball in the middle and get this show on the road. We'll see who that pre-match MVP is. Right now, Monster resetting back to his own goal. Has a bunch of players open right in the mound area, but playing hard to get. Still waiting to see. Maybe Monster will put that in. Here comes Monster bringing that up onto the mound area. Will he put it in? Our pre-match MVP is so close. Will he put it in? Are they ready? Yes, Monster is our pre-match MVP. We got round one. We got Gangster Canos. We got Riptide. We got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's go, Palador.
Like a supernova.
Righty. Well, let's go. Lower bracket matchup. No going back, no coming back from a loss here. So everything is on the line. Monster Dash starting things off with a few efficient moves. A no-look handoff to Gamer. That's a Gamer type of move. But Oak finding the ball right in his mitts and making an approach on the goal.
Now we got Fly bringing that around the corner. He's going to look to bring that out. Pigeon gets in his space, so he has to just swap that across. Now we got Muchiro. Fresh headset or controllers. Not sure what it is, but back in action. Green Pigeon resets it back to Oak Solutions. Oak Solutions trying to work it up, but getting mean mugged there by a couple of Gangsta Canos. So they got to reset back over to Green Pigeon.
Green Pigeon with the ball on Halo, headed up towards the UFO in the center. Looking up high with some elevation with a long ceiling car, almost 360. Gets that second one, getting full loop. Headed down, passing it up to Machiro. Machiro shooting it in for the first point of the game. Headed to Riptide.
Wow, Muchiro, the shooting star, making it look smooth and easy. Meanwhile, Green Pigeon likewise on the dribble up the floor with the carves. Love to see that mobility and the ability as Gamer gets a score right off the bat as well. Quick reaction time to clap back at them to tie it up.
Now Green Pigeon working that ball up, trying to get that go-ahead goal, holds it and fires it into that short side. Green Pigeon goes coast to coast, making it 2-1 Riptide.
Back-to-back offensive rollouts here. I mean, if we're going to see answers like this the entire time, we are in for a treat as Gamer's going to head down looking for a possible another shot. No, it's just hit high. Now in Monster Dash's hands with a bit of a ceiling carve, loses it, passing it up to Food. Food shooting it. No, it's going to be blocked just barely. Now it's going to be back loose now in the hands of Food again. Food hitting off of room, looking down at the goal, passing over to Fly. Fly shooting it, and it's going to be hit away again. Now in this time by Oak Solution. Actually, off Oak Solution. Not sure who got that score.
An unfortunate roll off the fingers and right into their own goal, but it will be a 2-2 tie. So just the same, wipe it off the slate. Consider it 0-0 for that matter, as Pigeon now will zero in. But you can see he's so patient with the play and so clever with the carves, finding the perfect spot for a shot. But not, again, no wasted motions necessarily. It's just, buying himself time with those carves to really eye down the right spot to either shoot or pass and to make the defense really respect, the spacing.
Gamer now flips that over to Monster. Monster can't quite handle it, so Gamer has to come back in. Now we got Oak Solutions trying to work that out. Gets by and flips that up. Finds Machiro. Machiro now working it in from the wing, just going to flip it up. And Oak Solution bats it across. Finds that Green Pigeon who comes down and spanks it home. 4-2. Riptide.
Riptide leading here with the momentum with 2 minutes left on the clock. Still a bunch of time for Gangster Gatos to come back if they really wanted to. As Fly his heads up, gets squeezed out by a Green Pigeon. Now Machiro with the ball, heading it far down to the right side. Back to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon passing it up high to Oak Solution. Oak Solution looking down, shooting it, and Gamer's gonna make a beautiful block there.
Yeah, Oak getting smoked by Gamer, but Oak right back at them. With another attempt, Mozzie rebounding, recovering, being assaulted by Gamer, forcing that ball back into the mid-line as Fly now secures the ball and sends it to Gamer. Gamer dealing with a pair of defenders right through the tunnels, right through the sewers. but Gamer nicely done to stop the momentum, but will be picked off by Oak.
Oak now working that out of the sewers, coming in with some speed, shoots, and it goes just wide. It's going to be cleared to the corner. Here comes Muchiro trying to pick it up. Green Pigeon's there too, but Foot ends up with it. Foot now cuts it in towards the center, going around the hoop-de-hoop. He has Fly, and he flips it up to him, but it's a little bit behind. Oak Solutions is just going to spank at it.
Now it's to hit it back into the hands of Monster Dash. Monster Dash up on towards the middle, looking for a pass down to Fly, but Fly is just a little bit too shallow for that. Fly's trying to get it back, but no, Mozzie just hits it up high, now in the hands of Gamer. Gamer with a bit of a ceiling carve, looking down, trying to get it back. No, it's just hit out of his hands beautifully without even a tackle. Now Fly with it, trying to get a shot in and makes it as Riptide leads. Still 4-3, even though Gangster Gatos gets that first score.
Not a lot of time left, but an important score nonetheless to keep their hopes alive in the first round. Mozzie having a pass and will immediately send it to Oak Solution. Great series of passing plays, well communicated. Gamer though taking it over now for Riptide. Riptide trying to make their way to the dark side if they can, getting that last score if possible, keeping the ball alive, but Green Pigeon now will snag it and most likely send it right to the floor, as it will be now Riptide taking away that first round by just a smidge.
That first round goes to Riptide. They came out with purpose. They know that if they lose this match, it's the end of their season. On the other side, Gangster Gatos, it looked like they had some things going for them, but in the end, Riptide came out ahead in that round.
I mean, that was a beautiful display there from Riptide, coming off of a clean sweep. I can obviously tell that they got their mental game correct. They've got together, kind of spoken, made sure they are doing well in this match.
All right, the ball is centered now, and so are we. So for Riptide taking care of the first round, Gangster Gatos, they got to give something here. Can't go down by 2 in this series. Got to stay alive. I want to see them give me a gur, dame un gur. Okay, show us the gangsters that lurk beneath those claws, those paws, and right now no paws. It will be Green Pigeon, the claws, but Monster Dash takes it away.
Monster Dash now flips it ahead over to Foot. Foot fires it up. Ooh la la, shoots, and Mozzie gets a great save. Gets that out to the sidewalk area.
Now into Gamer's 1-3-3's hands. Looking up high, passing ooh la la, but Machiro gets the block there. He's headed down into left trench with a pass, big pass over to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon, that patient player, headed up high with a bit of some ceiling carves as he gets tackled. No, unfortunate as it's hit into Monster Dash's hands up onto the right side as ooh la la now taking it down towards the middle.
In the midfield will be secured by Oak, it would seem there, as the ball gets lost a bit. A quick handoff to Pigeon, kind of a risky one as we're defenders looking. Nonetheless, Lala from the top will drop cross from the bridge and down to the trenches there. Assaulted by a lot of defense, some really high pressure. We see it there again from Muchiro. So Muchiro now might have a lane to drive this on. A lot of defenders, but not in position. Whoa, but nice. Gamer with a good save there against him. And back to Oak for the offense.
He finds Pigeon. Pigeon coming in, and he stops it. Great vision, great time coming in. Pigeon caps it off. Riptide up 1-0.
Now into Lala's hands up on the right side. No, trying to get past Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon was prominent on that one Kiwi as he gets the tackle off anyways. Head up to the right side. Monster Dash trying to take him up. Machiro says no as Gamer now headed up high. Looking for a shot up high. No, it's going to be just a little bit too high. Now it hit up again. It knocked the loose up onto the middle. Gamer trying to keep possession. No, but it's going to be back and forth. Now up high. Now it's Foot. Foot looking down towards the goal. Trying to get past. No, it's hit away from him.
Muchiro there, first of the ball, just by a second, as Green Pigeon and Lala contest each other on the other end. The defense trying to scramble back towards goal. Green Pigeon somehow gets the ball, at least for a moment, despite all the cluster of defenders in the way. But nonetheless, ball goes careening into the midfield. Foot on the approach, and fast to the races, has some angles, and he will get the first score for them to tie it up at 1.
Tied up at 1, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this round 2. Riptide up 1 round to none. Now here comes Gamer. He's going to throw it towards the goal, but Oak Solution is there. He quickly springs it out to Muchiro. Muchiro going to swat it ahead, and there's a sea of blue there. Mozzie, though, able to come up with it. He's going to be stopped. A green pitch coming in. It's loose in front. Oak Solution comes up, and the ball trickles out of his hand, and they clear it out.
Into Machuro's hands on the back rank. Seems like it was a bit of reset now onto Halo. Machiro looking up, passing over to Mozzie, but no, intercepted by Monster Dash. Monster Dash with a long shot isn't gonna be in. Might just be right. No, it's gonna be high. Food gets the rebounder though, scoring anyways with Gangster Gatos leading 2-1.
That's the key, the follow-up. It was a really good look from Monster Dash, just a tad high, but Foot was off to the races, the Foot races, I suppose, is Green Pigeon on the offense now for Riptide trying to clap right back, and they just might. Green Pigeon on a mission, but he will be missing on that opportunity.
Oak Solution has to go all the way back to get round up that ball. Now going and throws that up. Finds Muchiro, great pass. Muchiro sends it back, but Monster reads it. Monster had it for a second, and Oak Solution able to get that over to Great Pigeon. Great Pigeon has an open goal. Now there's a goalie in there. Here comes Great Pigeon. He gets tackled off, and Foot goes the other way and fires it down.
Now into Gamer 1-1 through his hands as he hits it just around Mozzie, scoring their 3rd point for the round as Gangster Gatos.
Okay, good. Exactly what we wanted to see from Gangster, so they're looking in good position now to maybe tie up this round. Still some time to spare. Can't let up on the pedal, although at the moment, Gamer showing some mettle indeed. And maybe one more score just to seal the deal here in the 2nd round. A nice comeback from Gangster, not being too discouraged. And now Riptide going to be the ones pressured to come out of the gates hot next round.
Oak Solutions circles the wagons and heads in the right direction now. Narrowly gets that ball stolen, flips it up. Here comes Gamer with looking for another one. Gamer gonna toss it in, and there's another one. 5-1. Those kitties are on a roll now.
That is a 3 in a row. That is a hat trick for Gamer 133. I mean, that is some beautiful offensive display there, as the game is going to be over, beating into Gangster Gatos.
Well, super impressive return to form for Gangster Gatos, coming in here lower ranked on the season standings than Riptide, but showing that they have a lot of mustard in their sandwich, whatever that means. Nonetheless, Riptide here taking that 1st round, but again, that really dramatic shift in personality of that match, just going from a loss from Gangster to just a huge win by a big margin at that, near mercy. So interesting development here. I want to see how Riptide reacts, and Mozzie trying to get that 1st score, unable to do so.
Foot now has that ball, bringing it in the sidewalk area. He's working it into Riptide's zone. He gets checked off by Oak Solution. Oak Solution with a ton of speed, headed back the other way, going to the sky. He's going to lay it up, and Foot takes that ball. He's going to fire it down. It's coming in hot, but Mozzie's there. Backline boss.
Mozzie having a big old pass over to Oak Solution. Oak Solution just a tad bit too high, missing it again. Unfortunate, now it's in the hands of Gamer. No, Mozzie. He hits it up to the right side, and it's going to be in. It's like Ulala was not paying attention. He was doing something in his Oculus menu, letting Riptide get their 1st point.
What in the world? I had an insane angle on that one. I don't know how that ball went in, or I think it just froze the defenders just as well. Maybe a little busy, and didn't realize that Mozzie is a player. He is on the board first. I'm not sure that's how they expected to do it, but they did it, and it was good.
That ball just about went in, but it was a little bit high. Monster now having to backtrack. Looks like Ooh La La has still got some business going on. Hopefully they get back into the game. Here comes Gamer, keeping his team in this. He's working it down, working it on Great Pigeon. He cuts in. Here he comes. He flips it in, and Oak Solution gets a great save.
Gamer 133 getting it again. No, he's going to get hit out of his hands. Now, Foot taking it up. No, Green Pigeon again with it. Headed downfield, working his way up towards the middle. Heading off of roof. Passing it over to the left side. Chooses the corner, and it is in for Riptide's 2nd score.
Green Pigeon definitely favors that left side oftentimes, although can score from any angle certainly. But just really recognizing the defense and maybe their the dominant hands of the defenders, so he's always trying to favor the right spot, really precise with it. And Green Pigeon right on the mark again with a deep heave, so maybe allowing some space for the rest of the teammates to catch up, but it will just be Monster coming back at them. So Gangster Gatos down by a couple here, needing to change their fate.
Now here comes Gamer. He fires it over to Foot. Foot tries to sneak it in. Gamer gets it back. He's bouncing, trying to get control. And the Riptide defense comes in there. Now Foot shoots from a crazy angle. Gamer can't get it to go. Monster can't get it to go. And Oak Solution gets it over to Mozzie, who fires it down. That ball's coming in. Does it? It does! Mozzie puts it in. How far was that? 61.8 meter bomb. Whew.
Beautiful long shot there. This Gamer 133 is gonna try to respond to that shooting, and it's gonna be just hit out now into Monster's hands. Monster Dash looking at his teammates, trying to get it in. No, it's gonna be Green Pigeon saying no to that one. Hit it up high. No, again, back to back. So, trying to develop plays, but no. Is saying Riptide trying to defeat these plays as much as possible. Mature with the ball now, headed up over to Nest, back into no. Again, Green Pigeon taking it with a bit of a ceiling garb. Up high, hitting off a roof, shooting it in, and it's gonna be blocked by Law with the rebound. No, it's gonna be, who was that? That was Oak Solution scoring that one for 4-0 lead.
Well, good job on Riptide's part, but to be honest, they're up 4. If I were them, I would wanted to see Mozzie touch that ball again, because he is a hot hand, providing highlight after highlight here in this round. That ridiculous shot to open it up, the long bomb, feed the heat right now, cannot be defeated though in the goal. A beautiful stand. There's Mozzie again doing some offensive and defensive work, putting again a ton of highlights together. Heavy metal column, Mozzie Mosborn, he is putting it on right now.
Mozzie Mosborn now, ooh la la, bounces off the wall. Number 9 coming in from the corner has Monster. Decides to go up, now coming down, and throws it into the hands of the defense. Monster tries swatting it back. Muchero is just going to clear that down over to Gangster Gatos' side.
Food trying to take it, gets it hit out of his hands, up into Ulalaw's hands. Ulalaw trying to make him play the bell onto the right side. Ulalaw loses the ball, it seems, off of a carve.
30 seconds left,
and Stewart gets it knocked out again by Oak Solution. Passing over Oak Solution, still with the ball. Seems like a bit of a lag spike there as it just disappeared out of his hands. Mozzie now with the ball though, headed backwards, hitting it back over to his own teammate. Now Green Pigeon and Stewart trying to turn around, trying to get that play to start. No, just says no to that one as he hits it away.
And maybe time for one more play as the clock winds down. Mozzie having it stolen from by Gamer and Lala. There's Foot coming out with it, and they do have time to at least score one more, perhaps end this on a high note, but it will indeed roll off the floor. With that, okay, it's always a question when you lose badly in one round, how do you react to the following one? Well, in round 2, Gangster Gatos came back and they scored 4 or 5 points on that win, and then on the other end, Riptide just did the same to them. So both these teams showing their mental fortitude, their tenacity. None of them are getting too discouraged or tilted after these losses, and it's a great sign, and again, testament to why these teams are at the top level.
Absolutely. Well, looks like we got a little bit more time in between this. Actually, as soon as I say that. No, they're still battling. We'll see. We're headed to the next round here right away. Let's get ready to go. And that ball is back in the middle. Let's go.
You can feel
Let's go.
Oh, sorry. Round number 4 coming your way. And take it away, Brady.
We got the 4th round, which could be final if Riptide wins. It's going to hit down straight into Fly's hands. Or it's going to be hit out of his hands immediately. Now Gamer with it. No, it's going to be hit back and forth. Fly with a long shot. Machiro kind of missing that one as Oak Solution is headed up onto the left side of his own side. Passing it up high. Oh, that was way too high. It seems like it was supposed to be headed towards Mound. Fly passing over to Gamer. Gamer shooting it, and it's going to be just right of the goal.
Yeah, going to be a tough make on that one. So just a giveaway on the still 0 apiece in these opening 30 seconds. Teams jostling for positioning and for possession possessioning. Nonetheless, it will go over to Muchiro for a moment. Seems to have a little bit of a breakaway play developing. So players now filing back into the goal, towards the goal. Has Oak Solutions maybe on a pass, but Muchiro will instead have it stolen by Foot. So held on a little too long, but fortunately Green Pigeon is there at the recovery. But Fly just as well, saying, hey, I got wings too.
Gamer going side to side, and Mozzie with a face save keeps that score 0-0 and throws it down. That ball's bouncing, but it hits the step and bounces high. Gamer's going to pick that up. No, Buchero has it. Resets it back. Finds Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon hitting that long carve and hitting another one. Going around for round number 2. Now cuts up, throws it to the back wall. There's Buchero, but gets checked off. Good defense there from the Gangster Catos.
I mean, Green Pigeon loves those ceiling carves the entire time. Most of the times he's had the ball up on the other team's side. He just does a long ceiling carve. B continues to be patient while scanning the area to look for his teammates. This gamer 133 is up onto right trench, looking up high, trying to get, no, it's going to be hit away by Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon with it. Boot trying to get the tackle off, passing it over to Mozzie. Mozzie misses it though as Oak Solution comes in, shoots it. Is he gonna be in? Fly just barely gets that block there. He's gonna be up onto the right side, looking at a 1v3 against them, just trying to wait. Shooting it. It's gonna be Fly, but it's gonna be just right of the goal.
I'll tell you what's Fly. This match so far, a couple minutes in, it's deadlocked in this 4th round. Still hoping for a 5th, of course. Foot now on the approach. There's Oak to disrupt quite well as Muchiro collects the ball for a moment. Gamer, though, swooping in, being tackled by Mozzie, allowing Oak to recover for a moment. Still stuck on this side of the floor halfway through this round. There's Mozzie with the ball, trying to handle it and send it over to Green Pigeon on the other end. Not quite enough sauce on it, but Green Pigeon eventually collects, sends to Oak. And now Oak will take it up, but actually loses it off the ramp there, the lip, and it takes a weird bounce.
And they're fighting for it. Monster's going to pick it up. Going to circle around now. Now looking to work that up, has Fly to the left, and gonna send it over to the nonchalant Fly. Fly now, ooh, trying to get away, but as it's swatted out by Oak Solution, Monster has no choice but to reset back to Foot.
Now it's up high into Mozzie's hands. Mozzie cutting towards the middle, passing over to Machiro. Machiro is just a little bit too fast to try to get that pass as Green Pigeon heading towards the middle, looking for a shot, shooting it, and it's gonna be just barely blocked by, I believe that was Monster Dash.
I am consistently impressed by Green Pigeon's mobility. Even though it didn't result in the score in that case, I don't think I've seen many players as comfortable as Pigeon all weekend long when they're handling the ball and just carving around, making it look easy and not panicked at all. Really in firm control. Love to see it. Meanwhile, they'll Fly in control of the ball now for Gangstas, trying to get on the board first will be a big boon for them. Could not get it done quite there.
We got Gamer trying to work that in. He hits a juke and he gets thwarted. Ball's going to be spanked out. Touching on what you said about Green Pigeon ceiling card, we did see in the hot EU match, I forget who it was. I believe it was Plutus. He had some wicked ceiling cards of his own, but here in NA, none better than the Green Pigeon. Now here comes Fly trying to work it in, and he's going to get stopped. Gamer's turn now. He comes around the corner. He gets up. He has one on the backboard. He's going to hold it. He comes all the way to the ground, trying to work it in, and the defense just smothers him, and it goes into Mozzie's hands.
Mozzie making a big old pass to Oak Solution, but he gets tackled immediately. It was very readable there. As Gamer 133 is headed up, looking at a 1v2. Oak's trying to apply pressure, gets the pressure, continues it, is 133 though, as Gamer Pigeon swoops it up from his hands up high. Now Fly gets that tackle, headed up loose now. Oak Solution taking possession up towards the middle, passing it Machiro, but it's way too left there. I believe that was intended for Mozzie instead.
Unbelievable pace of this match. Last 2 rounds were so high scoring, and right now we're going into overtime. A couple seconds into it, in fact. So first goal will indeed be the winning goal of this round, this crucial 4th round. Will we see a 5th to be determined? Foot is attempting to collect it, but there's Mozzie. Had some heroing earlier on, and now zeroing in. Could not convert on it, and that will hurt.
Ball's going to pop up and go all the way back into Riptide Zone. Here comes Oak Solution. We're about 30 seconds into overtime. Still no score in this round. Must win round for the Gangster Gatos or their season is done. Muchiro's gonna swat at it, gives it up, flies there. Now we got a loose ball and Gamer now coming in from the nest. He comes in hot on that goal, he fires it, but it gets deflected up high. Foot now coming down on the goal off the backboard, shoots, and Hippopotamus is gonna get that reset back, and Gamer is denied.
6 minutes with no score so far in this round. It could be the one to end it, but it could be the one to continue it into the 5th and final round if Gangster Gatos were to win. As Fly takes it, gets a reset over to Monster Dash. Monster Dash up on the right platform, just waiting up onto Halo now. Mozzie trying to apply pressure as he's gonna be passing it up high to Foot, but Foot is just a little bit too high for him as Foot resets it down to Fly.
Fly with a flyby on a defender, a little out of position, so might have a option to the pass. No, won't get past, but they will on the second. And in a hot second, Gamer guarantees the 5th round.
Finally, the players are following the script of 5 rounds. We saw a lot of sweeps.
It took a while.
Yeah, we saw a lot of sweeps in the earlier ones, but finally, we got 2 teams ready to go the distance here. Well, it looks like that ball is back in the middle. Let's go. Round number 5 coming your way. This one's for all the marbles.
The game begins.
I'm gonna be hit high straight into Mozzie's hands now. Mozzie passing over to Quiet. Quiet has subbed in here. So he's gonna hit it down. Foot blocking it. Quiet maintaining possession. He's gonna make another shot on goal, but it's gonna be blocked again. As Oak Solution tries to reset it back to Pigeon. Pigeon now having it.
Green Pigeon on this approach, has a lot of defense in the way. Mozzie trying to collect the ball once again. Oak Solutions is there with Quiet. Quiet popping in the game once again, saying that maybe it's Quiet time, but no, the eraser from Foot was not able to get it past him, as the ball does still stay on this side of the floor.
Fly now working that up on the sidewalk. And a little bit of a juke there, and gonna flip it back over to his buddy Foot. Foot now takes to the sky, bounces off the ceiling. He's coming in looking for that pass to Gamer. Gamer shoots. Gamer scores. 1-0. Gangster Gatos lead in the 5th round.
I mean, Gamer has been very, very vicious on the offensive approach the entire time. As Quiet set it up towards the middle, making a shot, passing over to Mozzie. Mozzie just hitting it back right, almost in Mozzie's hands again. Now in Food's hands as he hits a long shot, but Quiet is there on the back ring to recover it. Quiet up on Halo, looking for a possible passing opportunity. He's looking, trying to get that pressure on, but Quiet shoots it in, and Fly hits it off the goalpost. It seems on Food hits it off the goalpost and accidentally own goals there.
Nonetheless, a point on the board for them, and a good timing too. So now both teams with points on the board, right back at them. The quick reaction from Gamer got the goal to end the last round, and now getting them started here off well with a 1-point lead.
Green Pigeon now whips on the first attempt. Now gets over to Quiet. Here comes Quiet working into the zone. He shoots, and that's why they were saving him. Coming in as a stone cold killer. Quiet ties it up at 2.
2-2 with 3 minutes left on the clock. This has been a very, very fast game as Gamer tries to shoot it in, and it's not. We've seen about 1 score every 30 seconds here, I believe. So it's been a very offensive game so far. Fly is trying to get past Quiet, headed up high, passing over to Monster Dash. Monster Dash flipping it over back to Gamer. Gamer looking for another pass shot, but not gonna happen as it's hit down over to Oak Solution.
Some beautiful leads on those passes, but could not provide the goal at the end of the day. Cut off by the defense. Gamer now trying to make a play. Mozzie running interference in the midfield. Green Pigeon could not secure the ball, but Oak is there for that recovery. Sends it over to Mozzie in the front line. Good communication. Mozzie tapping. We'll be wrapping up that play. Going up by 1 for Riptide.
2 minutes to go. Riptide up by 1. Fly now, trying to bring that in. Number 1 robot goes to the sky with some speed. Hits a nice quick carve. Hits another one. Now throws it towards the goal, but Green Pigeon will gobble that up. Green Pigeon now looking around. Looking, and he's going to throw it back. He finds Mozzie. Mozzie gets it on the run. Maybe had a little speed, and he gets pressure there from Monster Dash.
Not sure if pigeons do gobbling. I'm pretty sure that's a turkey, but it's A-okay. as it seems like it is going to be Pigeon taking it with a long shot over to Quiet. Quiet taking possession, making an open goal. No, he breaks it to the right side, just barely missing, as it's now into Gramer 133's hands, who is stuck on the wall, headed down towards the middle of Mound, trying to get past, juking out Oak Solution as it's hit up to Fly, but no one is, but he is going to be intercepted by Green Pigeon.
It's definitely one that Riptide wishes they could have back, that open goal possession, but still can make up for it here. Will be Gamer. Green Pigeon contesting Fly coming out of the pack, and Fly throws it down for the Fly tie with 1 minute left in this 5th and final round.
54 seconds. Green Pigeon slowly working it, trying to lose that Kiwi. Now fires it ahead. He finds Mozzie. Mozzie flips it over to Quiet. Quiet goes back over to the nest. They're going to hit a little shift rotation here. Quiet now coming in. He holds it. He fires it off the back wall, and Mozzie's there. 4-3. Riptide retakes the lead.
I mean, we've seen Gangster Gatos have some momentum on the offensive rollout, so if they do score here, as Gamer 133 has a ton of speed, we could see an overtime. Gamer scores, tying it up at 4-4 with 20 seconds left.
How about that? Wasted no time at all. Incredible reaction time for them, as we might be heading into OT indeed, or an exciting game winner soon. Green Pigeon on that approach has some players. We'll go through the layers of defense. Mozzie sending it over to Quiet, and we are reaching those final countdowns here, not in Europe, but NA. It will be Oak Solutions providing Mozzie with the ball. Mozzie had a hot hand earlier on, but gets denied there by Gamer.
Fly now is going to swap that back. It's going to be grabbed by Green Pigeon. He fires it across looking for Quiet. He fits him. Quiet's coming in. And just like that, Riptide will take it and advance by that round by a score of 5-4.
That dribble is the universal language.
Well, so well done by Riptide there. And, you know, props. I want to give props to Quiet, because had that open goal that they'd missed earlier on. Those are the ones that could really, as a player, you know, right? They can get in your head. You could start really thinking about that too much, and it could start interfering with your game as you progress into those late stages. But still, they were able to recollect, not get too worried about that open miss. And what happened? Well, got the game-winning shot instead. I would say that's a very good trade. So well done on Riptide for that win. Gangster Gatos gave a heck of a fight. 5 rounds worth of it, in fact. But yeah, awesome match.
Any final words there, Space Dude?
I mean, Riptide they came out, they won the first one, lost the second one, won another, lost one. I mean, back and forth. Just like, I feel like they were on the gas pedal kind of fully, but their tires weren't warm enough for the first round. Second round, they won, so they let off a little bit, hit the brake a tad bit, lost again, but then went right back at it, which is what you need to do if you want to win all of these rounds.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that does it for this round of the tournament. We're now going to advance up to the semifinal rounds, where it now switches from best of 5 to best of 7. And the next match coming your way is a doozy. We've been waiting for these two teams to match up all season, but we got Acer versus Ignite coming up soon. So get ready, because it's about to heat up right here on the VRML network.
goal and sinks it in.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm the one saying nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, it's down forward. Over to Piñano, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
I got champion DNA. Yeah. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a page. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a page. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
All right, welcome back. We are here in the semifinals of the hot upper bracket. The winner of this one will move on to the grand finale tomorrow. Loser will play in a match next. That is also going to be best of 7. Joining me back in the casting booth, Palador and Space Dude. Welcome back, homies.
Thank you, Jucifer. So we do have these two top teams, a highly anticipated match, no doubt, facing off for the first time this season in an official capacity at the very least. The number 1 ranked Acer versus the number 3 ranked Ignite. 13-1 record for Acer, 10-1 record for Ignite. Across these brackets, Acer 3-0 Nixus, the 3-0 to Riptide to make it here to the semifinals in the upper brackets. Ignite did the same thing to Rapid 3-0, Formula 3 3-0. So these teams are not conceding anything so far in these brackets, but guess what? Something's got to give in this match.
I mean, I agree fully there. They both only lost 1 game in the regular season. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Who loses their second game, which is could be their final, no, they would go down to losers bracket if they were to lose here, to play tomorrow to possibly win and go back into the championship.
Well, the players look ready. Let's head to the arena for your starting lineups. Coming in for Acer, we got Miffin, giving him some camera kisses. We got Kangi, looking sharp in that floral pattern. We got Blade. And we got Dwagon. Where'd he going? Yeah, hitting that jump, hitting that flex. Oh, yeah. Careful. Don't bust a hydraulic line. Not here in the semifinals. Over on the other side, coming in for Ignite, your starting lineup. We got Slip. We got Baz. We got Little Steven. And we got Swag, just doing swag things, staying loose, zipping around that arena, trying to collect as much boost points as he can. All right, if the players are ready, let's see who our pre-match MVP is and going to get that ball in the middle. Let's see, where is it? I think it's in the goal there. Is Kangi going to pick it up? Yeah, Kangi gets it. He's working it towards the middle. Here comes Kangi trying to put it in, and Miffin thwarts that effort. Miffin takes to the sky. He's going to circle around. We're still looking who's going to be the pre-match MVP. It bounces up right into Little Steven's hands. He's going around. He's going to circle around. He's coming. Will he put it in? No, he won't. He'll pass it off to Baz. Baz now trying to bring it up. Kangi playing some defense, and Kangi picks his pocket, or pre-match MVP goes. Let's get ready. Acer, Ignite, 5 minutes on the board. Let's get ready to go. Best of 7 right here on the VRML network.
Let it rip.
We are off. Swagwar misses it just barely. He had a ton of speed as Little Steven's going to pop that over to Slip. The Blade intercepts it. Blade seems to be very happy that he got that one as he's up onto Halo. Looking up towards the middle, trying to get the pass off, but no, Swagwar comes out of nowhere and just gets that tackle as it's going to be into Little Steven's hands. Little Steven headed up with a 1v2, juking past 2, shooting it, and it's going to be just high.
Nice stoppage there from Kangi on the save, grabbing that ball, nabbing it, sending it to Dwagon. Dwagon evading Baz. Baz trying to evade Swag, but a great pass. Oh, Kangi! Dangy! He just got a great goal off a beautiful assist at that.
Hey, Rainsy, thanks again for your donation. I agree, Palinor is the GOAT. Now we got Slip. Slipping it over to Little Steven. Here comes Little Steven. The ball comes out of his hand. And Miffin now going the other way. Just going to lob it down. We got Swag hanging way back there. Looking to get it off the run. Kind of bobbles it for a second. But it goes over to Baz. Baz now going to set it up as the QB. He's bringing that ball up. Looking for a pass option. And he's going to have his pocket picked by Blade.
Blade now having it headed up high, looking at a 1v3 against them, and it's not going to happen as Slip gets it with a long shot. It seems it might be just left of the goal. Unfortunately, that would have been a very, very long, far shot as Miffin passes it up to Dwagon. Dwagon, they say reset over to Blade, just trying to get it out of their zone as they cannot. Swagwar hits it away from Blade. Blade just trying to get possession as Baz now takes it up onto the left claw. Blade gets the tackle. As now Baz continues, maintains possession as it's knocked loose actually. Baz scooping it up again as he hits it up towards the middle. Kangi tries to intercept it, but it's not going to happen.
And Miffin will be taking the ball with a few teammates in tow, interrupting the goalie, giving him all kinds of trouble, and making that goal nice and easy. A 3-on-1 and a 2-0 on the scoreboard, favoring Acer here.
I know these two teams scrimmed this week, so maybe they were getting some insider first-hand tips on playing each other. Here comes Little Steven, passes it down, and with the one-timer, Swag cuts that lead off Kangi's hand to just 1.
As it seems as Miffin is going to be taking it out onto the right side. Slip trying to get that Kiwi up onto the right, looking for a possible pass, still looking at the goal, shooting it, but it's Little Steven gets a finger on the ball. His Blade now takes it, getting tackled immediately by Slip. Miffin trying to take it back for a second attempt at shooting it, but Swagwar just hits it out of his hands. Now hit back over to Kangi. Kangi loses it immediately though.
And Little Steven making a play to Baz. Baz eyeing down the pass to Slip. Slip getting slid by a couple of defenders, pushing him out of the way. Miffin, meanwhile, securing the ball for a moment before being bothered by Baz and Slip. Blade attempting the recovery. Again, some disruption happening on the side of the floor. The ball still sticking in the same general area for a while. Finally, Dwagon able to send it at least into the blue zone. Unfortunately, Swag is there to interrupt and end that play attempt.
The ball is going to be up for grabs in the mound area. Kangi picks it up. Kangi cutting it towards the goal. Ball pops out of his hand, and Swag gets it going the other way. No, Dwagon gets it in. Oh, Blade is stopped there. Oh, no, Little Steven accidentally puts it in his own goal. In the confusion, Acer up 3-1.
3-1. Swagwar taking it, but losing it immediately, giving it straight to Blade. Kangi getting the reset as it's passed over to Dwagon. Dwagon looking at the goal, shooting, and it's going to be high, but gets the rebound in, having Acer lead 4-1 in this first round.
Oh my, Acer starting to run away with it. It seems like Ignite on the back pedal at the moment. Again, these teams only lost 1 match each in the regular season, and they've lost not even a round in this tourney, as this is turning into a big runaway train, or maybe a runaway dragon. Someone go catch him. 5-1, Acer.
Slip now. Finds himself in a hole. We got less than a minute to go. He's looking for some momentum. That ball just pops out of his hand. Kangi just going to heave it down. Baz is there. He gets checked off. Now Miffin has it. Miffin bringing it into Ignite zone. Miffin holds it, shoots, and off Blade. It goes in. 6-1. Acer leads.
We could see a possible mercy in this first round. As Acer is leading 6-1. Blade gets the tackles. It's hit back into Kangi's hands. Kangi keeps it up, passing it over to Miffin, but it's going to be hitting off of wall. Unfortunately there, as it's hit high, I believe, yeah, it's impossible for Ignite to come back. But Ignite still wants to get that goal, trying to get the momentum as it's passed down to Miffin. Trying to get that mercy before the time ends. Shooting it, and it's in! With 1 second left, getting a mercy on the board. 1 second.
Well, wow, 7-1 mercy as the clock just about wound down. Not giving up anything. Well, hardly anything for Acer, just the 1 point conceded to Ignite. Acer just on full gear right now. They are absolutely killing it. Ignite in an unfamiliar position, to be suffering a mercy. But guess what? No mercy on the clock because we are right back into the second round and some immediate offense gets stifled.
Yes, sir. Acer ready for those attempts there from Ignite. Blade can't quite get that ball. There's Kangi, though, with that fuel backpack looking sharp. Working that in through the sewers, coming out. Working that in, too. Ignite zone, and Kangi gets by all of them with some sweet moves. Acer up 1-0.
Acer definitely wants that spot in the championship in the final. Trying to make sure they don't lose a single round in this double elimination bracket. Swagwar hitting off all walls here. Looking for a possible pass. Getting tackled though as it's hit over to Slip. Slip looking down at the goal, but it's blocked by Kangi. Now up high into Slip's hands. Slip passing it down over to Low Steven. Low Steven trying to shoot it, but it's not going to happen. As Swagwar headed up high, passing over to Slip. A Slip missing it. Now into no one's hands. It's knocked loose. Low Steven getting it and resetting it back to Slip.
And for Ignite at the moment, well, finally getting a shot to go through on that one. I was going to say they were having a tough time getting some quality looks on that. A lot of kind of haphazard slaps towards the goal, but nothing really of substance. But we're able to finally get it through the defense there. Not been an easy thing. Acer's pretty swarming in that goal area.
Now Miffin goes to the sky, lays it over to Blade. Blade bounces off the ceiling, feeds that ball down. Dwag is going to be taken out. Blade gets it in, puts it. Top shot. Another keeps that peanut butter. 2-1. Acer leads.
Acer having some momentum here. Again, it is a best of 7. So Swagwar is headed up towards the middle, trying to pass over to Slips. It's now going to be hit out of his hands as Kangi trying to get the brace on as it's into Blade's. Blade and Seward losing ball a little bit as it's hit out of Trench, resetting it down to Kangi. Kangi doesn't seem to have much of speed here as it's hit out of his hands. Blade now taking it up towards the middle, headed down into Sewer, headed across into up to the donut. Now in Blade's hands, still looking down, passing it over to Miffin, but Miffin is not quite there to get the pass off.
A little miscommunication there from the teammates will result in Ignites on offense. Little Steven receiving that pass across the floor and sending it high and rebounding his own shot there, looking like Giannis with that beautiful self alley-oop of sorts, tied up at 2 apiece.
Little Steven putting Ignite on his back, getting him single-handedly back into this. Miffin now going to get checked off by Swag. Little Steven, here he comes with Slip on his back. He fires it towards the goal. It's going to be wide, and Baz is there. He spanks that off. Slip's going to take it off the bounce. He's coming in skyward. He waits, he holds, and he sneaks it in. Ignite takes the lead, 3-2.
For the first time, Ignite has a lead here. They've scored, I believe, 3 goals in a row. Miffin trying to head up towards the middle, up on Ness, trying to shoot it down for a response, passing over to Blade. Blade passing it back to Miffin. Miffin looking at goal, trying to get behind him, passing over to Kangi, but Slip is going to intercept that and head it across the arena. And Blade is going to win that. No, Swagwar does. Looking at an open goal, just popping it in for 4 goals.
Swagwar consistently, even if I take a month or so off of casting here and there, each time I come back, since the beginning, for that matter, the Ignition Cups and whatnot, Pioneer Cups, Swag is consistently one of those fastest players. You can never guarantee someone has the ball if he's on the floor. Like, he's going to get there fast, and he does.
Big stops there from the Ignite defense. Ball's going to go up. Here comes Kangi threatening again. Kangi from the sky throws it down. Blade's going to be thwarted by Slip. Great press out. Gets it over to Baz. Baz back to Little Steven, but it gets picked off by Miffin. Miffin coming in hot. He holds it. He throws it down, tries to sneak it in, but it won't go. And Kangi has to reset in the corner.
Oh, Swagwar with it. Trying to get it past, flips it over to Slip. Slip hitting a long shot downfield, intercepted by Dwagon. Dwagon with some speed up on Nez, looking at 1v2 against him. He's going to shoot it down. It's going to be just onto the left post.
Wish they could have that back. I'm sure they needed it badly, so we'll be Ignite now on the recovery, potentially Blade, however, for Acer. Back on the offense, dribbling it in. Time winding down with 23 seconds to spare. They need to hurry, and they do. A beautiful score straight into the goal and above the arms of Baz for Acer to bring it within 1, but only 14 seconds remaining.
Now Slip has that ball. He's probably going to look to skill some of that clock. He fires it across, gets it over to Swag. Swag is just out of his reach. The ball's bouncing down, and Swag's going to get checked off. Blade has it. Has a chance to tie it up. Gets it over to Dwagon. Dwagon coming in. It goes over to Blade. Blade circles around, and he passes it back over to Miffin. Miffin coming in from the sky, throws it. Dwagon is stopped. It goes over to Kangi. Kangi coming in. Kangi holds it, and there's Slip. Battling it up, but it's still alive. Here's Miffin in that hot potato time. Miffin coming in. No, won't get it. And that round goes to Ignite by a score of 4-3.
That's why we love this sport. This is...
That was very close there. Miffin just gets that score on it. Would have been sent into overtime and would have possibly been a 1 for Acer, but at the same time, Ignite had the same exact amount of chance to win. 3-4, very close round.
Super tough there for Acer as well, because they had two different opportunities in the late round to score, where it just barely missed on what could have been a great opportunity to tie it up or take a lead, instead going the opposite direction. But props to Ignite. Ate that first loss, mercy loss in round 1, came back much stronger the second time around.
Little Steven now trying to work that up the field and having a heck of a time. Now he's going to get another chance. Now he finds Baz. Baz now coming in. He throws that back, and there's Slip with the one-timer. Ignite up 1-0.
Last time Ignite led in a round, it did not end up very well for Acer. Even though Ignite hasn't, I don't think they've gotten that first score in the entirety of the time. Miffin is headed up looking for a shot down to the right side, but it's not going to happen. As Kangi passes it back over to Dwagon. Dwagon hitting off the roof, shooting it. Baz is going to block it again, but it's going to be rebounded into the goal by Miffin.
Beautiful putback there, and just keeping the eyes on the ball and the play alive. Meanwhile, Swagwar being bothered quite a bit by Blade. Blade actually bothering everyone and causing a turnover. So wonderful defense on the deep side of the floor results in offense for another score. They're up by 1, Acer.
What a pass coming in from Dwagon, finding Miffin. Now Swag finds himself down a goal. He's going to bring it up. He has little Steven on that far side. Swag just throws it up, and it's being picked up by Miffin. He's going to look to get it out with a nice little ceiling carve.
Miffin having it up on Halo. Little Steven hitting out of his hands. Now Blade with it. Hitting it up high. Straight into Dwagon's hands. Dwagon hits it down, but Little Steven cannot recover. Swagwar tries to set it. No, it's going to be in the hands of really nobody. As Miffin gets a hand on it. Dwagon now having it. Oh, trying to get around Swagwar. Swagwar has that defensive push.
Now deep into the pink field. No one able to retrieve it. That was dangerous for a moment. I see in the chat there, Ultron saying, let's go Acer. No one wants quadruple champs. I think Ignite would disagree with you on that one, but let's see what they do.
Blade now has it, sees that goal open. He's going to hip upon a miss, and Baz is going to get that out of the danger zone. Here comes Kangi. He flips out to the corner. Dwagon's going to have to chase it down. No, goes into the hands of Swag. Good recovery there. Miffin picks up that ball, going for a partial lap around the Halo. Now cutting back into Ignite zone. And loses the ball for a second, and it's going to pop up.
It's back into Slip's hands. Slip trying to get a pass off to the right side, but no one is quite there as Kangi just takes it off the back line, getting tackled immediately as Dwagon resets it over to Blade, but Swagwar intercepts that with a bit of a ceiling carve, turning it into forward momentum. Looking downfield, passing over to Baz. Baz is going to be shooting it, and it's going to be blocked by Kangi.
A great eye on the passing plays with just better defense reading it from a mile. Slip all the meanwhile. Gets a little extra boost and manages to hit it off that backboard right off the top. Little Steven retrieves it, sends it to Slip. Slip from the high sky, and the rebound, no! All 3 players there defensively diving out, able to secure at least the ball for a moment, but it does head back into their zone as the clock winds down to this last minute 30 or so. Kangi on offense.
Kangi tries to feed Dwagon. Can't quite get it. Blade's putting in some overtime work in the corner, but it goes into the hands of Little Steven. Little Steven, he fires it up right to Kangi. Kangi throws it towards the goal. He's going to hit the nest, and it's going to bounce high. Over to Baz. Baz now looks to spring his homie Swagwar. Swagwar now bounces off the ceiling to get around Miffin. Loses the ball for a second, and now it pops up. It's free. Ooh, shot attempt. And didn't get all that he wanted on it, and it's going to be up for grabs.
Now Kangi hitting it up high up to the left side. Miffin passing it back to Kangi. Kangi gets tackled immediately though. Blade trying to get it. Gets hit away across into the goal by Little Steven, tying it up at 2.
Some big hits to tie it up once again in this final minute of action, at least in this round. Again, best of 7, so a long way to go no matter what. Series all tied up, and meanwhile, Muffin about to get tied up there. Swag trying to contest as well as Little Steven. Some great moves in the pass there, a little bit under the arms of Dwagon, but Blade is able to retrieve it. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and next goal could very well be the winner.
Swag trying to get it out. He's just going to slap it down. He finds Baz. Baz working it down, threatening into the offensive zone. Baz gets it deflected, and it's going to bounce up. It goes over to Slip. Slip shoots, and it bounces off the back wall. Swag comes in. Can't get it to go, and Miffin's going to fire. It looks like we're going to head to overtime unless Little Steven can do something. Little Steven shoots, and there it is. Ignite with 1 second on the clock.
Kangi just keeping it off the ground, trying to have something develop here. Trying to figure out if he can get a final score as he passes it over to Miffin. Miffin up towards the center, using as much time as he can. Up towards, passing over to Blade. Blade passing it up high to Dwagon. Dwagon loses ball. Oh no, as Miffin takes it back with a bit of a ceiling cover, looking down at the goal. Passing it over to Blade. Blade trying to shoot it, but it's hit down to the ground by Ignite, winning 3-2.
An MVP of that final minute or so, Little Steven had the score to put them ahead by 1, and then on the other end, the big tackle to allow the ball to finally touch that ground. Some crazy plays there, and OTs abound. You know, after a lot of those first series of matches on this stream were sweeps, we're getting some intense ones the last couple. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, that ball's back in the middle. Let's go. Round number 4 coming your way. We got Ignite leading 2-1 in this best of 7.
Go time,
and that ball's launched up. Where is it? There it is. We got Dwagon picking it up with some speed. Gonna get tackled there by Little Steven. Blade tries to reset it back to Dwagon. Dwagon whiffs on that one. Little Steven picks it up. Little Steven, though, gets stopped by Miffin.
It's into the hands of Baz. Baz trying to head off to Ness, looking for a possible passing play. Shoots it, but Blade gets a finger on it, heading it away as it's up on to the left side. Baz trying to get it again. Now Little Steven with it, trying to flip it back over to Swagwar. Swagwar with the speed, headed down, looking at a 1v1, shooting it, and it's going to be in for Ignite's first score.
What a goal.
Swagwar coming in like a meteor from the skies, and just a victim of the swag in that case. Acer here falling behind by 1, but we've seen what they could do. They mercied this Ignite team in the opening round, and they have not conceded any other rounds this whole series up until moments ago. So Acer looking to get it back together, show why they are ranked #1 here across the regular season. Only 1 loss on their team, so we know what they're capable of, but they've got to find it here soon in this best of 7.
Now Blade working it in the corner. Blade a little patty kick. Baz takes it over. Ooh, slip. It was knocked out of Baz's hand. Here comes Blade. Bringing that ball to the ground. Goes up, and what a stop there from Little Steven. Little Steven clutch on both sides of the ball.
Like it's going to be hit out, knocked loose. Swagwar hitting it up high back into Acer's side. And he hit knocked loose again as Little Steven hits it this time into Acer's area. Kangi watching goal, just getting the ball here. Swagwar getting there first though. Swagwar hitting off the wall twice, but Miffin intercepts the second one. Miffin looking up towards the middle on Donut or Halo, looking for a bit of a pass. Asking for options as he hits it up high over to Dwagon, but Dwagon is a little bit too centered on the ball. It's almost hit in by Miffin, but Miffin loses it again. Just can't keep his hands on the ball the entirety of the time. As Kangi hits it up, looking for a shot, but it's going to be denied by Little Steven.
Denied, and down by 1 point. Acer really trying to score, get their first score, break that seal. Again, the hardest one to score oftentimes is Baz. Oh, the beautiful delivery on the pass. Oh, couldn't finish when Slip is there. No! Same results, just both players missing by a hair and a half. And with that, Dwagon, I'm sure happy with that as it keeps them alive a bit. Although Swag, oh, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it for them. Swag getting the 2 points now. 2nd point on the board, rather, on an open goal.
You knew as soon as that ball left his hand where it was headed, to the back of the goal. Ignite's up 2-0. Now Miffin in a bit of a hole. That's not going to help. It goes right into the hands of Swag. Swagwar comes in, gets around 1, turns and fires. And Swag now turning it up 3-0.
I can't believe my optical sensors.
Ignite
we know
on fire. Nope. Nope.
No mind.
Good.
My bad on that one, but it was not a bad shot by Swag. We've seen him a million times able to turn it up offensively or defensively, even back in Echo's days. Dwagon, all the meanwhile, trying to make something happen. Only minute 30 remaining, and really a stark change in personality from that dominance we saw in the first round. So far, scoreless, and really a lot of it credit, I think, to the tightened up defense from Ignite as well.
Absolutely. Miffin now seems to be a little bit off their game. Ignite leading that mental game here. And that ball's bounced up. Here's Slip. He can't get to it. It's going to go back over to Swag. He's just going to lob it back towards the goal. Oh, Baz almost gets it to go, and in the confusion, Slip puts it in. 4-0. Ignite leads.
Ignite on fire here, as they're probably going to win this one with, I believe, only a minute left. Anything can happen as Acer can come back, score 4 quick goals, and send this thing into overtime. As Baz looking for a 5th goal, but it's not going to happen. As a little Steven trying to shoot it in, but not going to happen either. Blade trying to take possession. Baz steals it from him with a bit of a ceiling carve, looking to extend their lead, possibly a mercy, as he gets hit straight into Dwagon's face. Now little Steven with it up on Halo to the left side, heading up towards the middle, just wasting times it seems. Just waiting for that clock to turn down. Not really their goal to get a mercy, but it'd be quite funny if they got a mercy after this. Kangi getting a beautiful block off of a little Steven as it's hit down towards the middle into Miffin's hands.
At that point, I think at this point, Ignite happy to play a bit conservatively. Meanwhile, just trying to get something on the board for Acer to make them feel good going into the next round. Again, best of 7, so we still got a lot to go. But a goal here would certainly be pertinent for Acer if they can just get one more, just so they can have build a little bit of confidence. But that said, it looks like it's not going to be the case. Ignite now up 3 on the series, 3-1 that is. So it's danger close for Acer. I might be eyeing that lower bracket soon unless they can recollect themselves here in the coming moments.
Well, again, that ball looks like it's back in the middle. So let's head back for round number 5. Let's see if Acer can turn it up, or if Ignite will end the day for
Let it rip.
Acer.
It's hit up towards Swagwar. Swagwar looking for a shot in, getting hit to the top right corner, getting the first point on the board for Ignite. Ignite has been prominent for the first scores on these last 3 rounds.
Yeah, that is correct, chat. We still got more to go. It is best of 7 in the semis going forward, so keep the eyes wide open, and the shot is closed there. Deal's closed on a tie-up. Wonderful for Acer to see that go in. Like I said, they've been scoreless for way too long. They needed that confidence, I think.
Well, Swag trying to get that goal right back. Goes into the hands of Blade. Blade just going to lob that down right into the hands of Baz. Baz now looking, he finds it over to Kangi. Kangi with that interception, flipping it around. Baz causing a ruckus, and it's going to be bounced down right into the hands of Baz. No, they're battling for it. Now, Dwagon has it, trying to get it out of his zone. He's up on that sidewalk. He gets by 1, working it down. Swag, though. Great defensive stop there, and it goes over to Little Steven.
It's hit down over to Swagwar. Kangi trying to get it now with a bit of a... Oh, trying to get a behind-the-back launch. I mean, you can't really do clips here. You're down by 2 points in the series. This Blade headed up looking for a 1v2, passing over to Dwagon. Dwagon trying to get it. Blade taking it from him now, headed up towards the middle, trying to get a score, but it's not going to happen as it's hit back and forth. Still on Ignite's side. Miffin with some backwards momentum, trying to reset it down to Blade. Blade looking at Slip dead in the eyes, trying to get past him. Slip reading him perfectly and getting the ball out of his hands as he passed it over to Swagwar. Swagwar taking it up, passing it right over to, I think it was intended for Little Steven. Or Baz, it was right in between them. We'll never know.
Meanwhile, the bounce pass over to Dwagon from up high will cross mid-zone right onto the bridge area. Pass down to Miffin, but 2 defenders swarming him, so maybe ill-advised on that attempted pass. Slip will come through it, however. Trying to collect the ball. Everyone contesting each other there in the mid lane. Swag backing it over to Baz, attempting anyways, as Dwagon now handles it, sends it to Kangi, and Kangi trying to create some separation, but again, that swarming defense now resulting in offense for Ignite, and an important goal to pull them ahead by a point.
Yes, sir, Ignite. Doing what they need to do. 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from ending their day. On top of the higher bracket. Oh, but there comes Acer right back with that goalie taken out. They're not dead yet. Miffin ties up at 2.
Slip trying to take it off with literally no speed. Miffin using that to Kiwi. He tries to get it, and Miffin sails it from him with a bit of a ceiling curve. Trying to come back, looking for a pass for a Blade shooting it, and Acer leads for again since the start of the match.
A big miscue there for Ignite. As you noted, the QB had no speed, and that caused the easy swipe turnover and a big time punish for a 1-point advantage. Ignite trying to clap back at them if they can. The goal a bit exposed there, but no one quite on the ball. Little Steven, some clever moves, some jukes, and Slip will come away with it on top of the bridge, trying to reset, create some space. Swag even deeper back if they need. They got a pass on the backcourt available. Positioning here is impeccable, but can they make a shot happen against this stingy defense? They will!
Slip is a bad man, just circling around till he found a lane. And just like that, we're tied back up. Here comes Miffin with it now, bringing that ball out. Has the speed, and working it in through the sewer, now popping out. Gets by Little Steven, throws it off the back ball. And the only one up there is Little Steven. Dwagon's there now. And picking it up is Dwagon. Dwagon carves around. Swag comes in and says, "How you like me now?" Miffin gets it knocked out of his hand, and Swag gonna come away with it.
Swag up towards the center, looking for a possible score. He loses it. Seems like he might have accidentally lagged there. I mean, never gonna blame these players. But Miffin is gonna head around, losing ball, but taking possession again. Up to Blade, gonna be tackled. It's gonna be knocked loose up high. Blade taking it though. Blade resetting it down to, I think it was intended for Dwagon, but Swagwar swooped it up. Swagwar almost scoring, but it's just gonna be slightly high.
15 seconds sprint.
Ball careening high towards Baz. Baz with an opportunity, but cut off by Miffin. The time now winding down. Again, next goal likely to be the winner here, as it will go to Steven. No, Miffin. Now Miffin trying to find space and find time as we reach that overtime. Miffin thundering down the floor, but a thundering save. Baz coming in hot. And back to the midline. It's Kangi right into the pouch. No, Blade. Causing all kinds of storms here in the blue zone in overtime. Miffin won't be missing. It's a 4-3 win. Acer.
And highlight reels from here to oppository.
What a round, Jucifer. I cannot believe the matches we're seeing here. Intense as ever. Again, this was highly anticipated between these two teams. First matchup on an official capacity at the very least, and they are proving why they're the two top teams.
The players have that ball back in the middle, and we're underway. Here we go. Slip gets it off the kick, and he's going to bounce off that back wall, but Kangi's up to the test. It's going to go down. Little Steven keeping that ball alive in the offensive zone. He throws it up, and Blade's there, and he's just going to flip it ahead. Looking to spring Miffin. Miffin bringing it into the zone. He throws it up right into the hands of Blade. Blade throws it over to Dwagon. Dwagon lays it back. You're going to be a little bit off on that pass.
Straight into Blade's hands. Blade passing over to Dwagon. Dwagon shooting, and it's got to be just barely blocked by Slip. Could have been in. It could have been the leading for Acer. Acer last time they led, I believe they won that round.
Now ball taken away by Blade. Miffin as well, dodging Swag by an inch. Miffin trying to gain some speed. Get the jukes, a lot of defense. Little Steven secures the ball, takes it, hands it to Swag up top, making his way through the donut and right into the open goal. Oh, don't leave that exposed, not for that man there.
No, sir. The last person in the world you want to give an open look to is probably good old Swagwar. Now Miffin having problems wrangling that ball, has to reset it back. Kangi had some pressure. It does get it off. Miffin now fires it over to the outlet pass, but no one's there to pick it up. Baz trying to work that out. Dwagon gets it off the wall, comes into towards the middle and brings it down, swats it around. Miffin's up there. Miffin brings that up to the wing, gonna cut around, and ball goes over to Blade, who has it stripped.
And still Blade trying to get it off his hands, it seemed. Now Baz with it, taking it, knocked loose. Miffin hitting it straight all to the right side. Swagwar seems like he's going to win the race. Trying to get past. Blade gets the tackle head to head. Swagwar continues possession as he flips it over to Faz. Faz flips it to Slip. Slip up onto Halo. Looking down at the goal. Looking back at his team as he's going to pass it over to Swagwar, but it's not going to go in. Almost me back and forth. Almost going in. Little Steven trying to hit it up high over to Baz. Baz hitting off the roof, shooting it. And it's going to be blocked again.
And Kangi with a bounce out of the goal. Nicely done once. Going to do it again. Kangi trying to dive and secure that ball. Having trouble doing so at the moment. Dwagon and Miffin chasing it down. Little Steven there to disrupt for a little bit, but now out of positioning as Miffin gains some speed. Gets that momentum. Miffin eyeing the teammate. Has Dwagon, has Blade, and a cavalcade of players there. Unable to convert on a goal, but another one down. And maybe another one about to bite the dust. No, could not get it through.
And that ball's going to be launched back into Acer's zone. We got 2 minutes and change to go in this 6th round. Looking to force around number 7 is Acer. Throws it up, slips there for that interception. Slip coming in from the nest. No, goes wide and now goes real wide. Now going to send it in. Throws it over to Little Steven on the one-timer. 2-0. Ignite leads.
Ignite having this 2-0 lead is very, very dangerous because if Ignite wins here, they will win this and go on into the championship as Miffin is going to take it. Slip getting the tackle off, getting it over to Little Steven. Little Steven losing it though straight to Blade. Blade up on the left claw looking for a possible passing opportunity, shooting it, and it's going to be just wide.
Blade able to retrieve a score will be very pertinent here. Miffin trying to make that happen, but the disruption from the defense coming in. Kangi now. Kangi, gets the score. A big one for them and beautifully done through some really tightly played defense as well.
That one went off Swag's hand. He got a hand on it, but not enough to stop it. Now Swag getting that boost launch. He's coming in from that nest, and Kangi with another great save. Kangi holding it down for Acer with that goal. Now let's see if the offense can help him out. It's going to go up top. No, it's going to bounce down. And Miffin's going to reset that back over to Kangi.
Kangi still with the ball, headed around, trying to get it in as it's hit away from him. Blade winning the race as it's hit up onto the right side of the corner. Swag coming in there hot, trying to steal it from us. It's hit down over to Miffin. Miffin trying to keep it in the air in case that timer runs out. Trying to get that last score, trying to send it into overtime as he shoots it, and Baz makes a crucial block there.
Crucial is right. Still some time on the clock, though. Kangi right back at them. Has Miffin diving in as well as Blade down below. They have some options, and they'll have no goal. A big defensive stop again, but Miffin has the ball. There's 10 seconds remaining, and still time to send this into OT. They'll tee it up, but a miscommunication as that ball goes sailing waywards, and the hopes are about to be dashed if they can't get this ball back fast.
And that ball's coming down, and there's Baz, and congratulations goes to Ignite. They're going to take this upper bracket semifinal match by a score of 2-1 here in the final round.
This is Sir Dimwit.
What a crazy match that was. Gotta love Space Acer Ignite, highly anticipated. They just provided exactly the match we expected. Only way it could have been better is going into 7 rounds, and it was very close to doing that. But yeah, Ignite did manage to get the best of them that time. Acer, though, still has a lot of opportunities in the lower brackets, though, no doubt.
I mean, that was a very, very well display of both Ignite and Acer. Acer getting that mercy in the first round, but kind of losing their momentum, thinking it was going to be an easy sweep. But it was not, as Ignite came back, score one round, almost mercied in another, almost did 6-0. I believe they were 5-0 with pretty much no time on the clock. But it was very close throughout.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this match. We have, I believe, unless they changed things while we were casting here, but I believe we have loser round number 3, best of 7. We got Formula 3 versus Riptide coming your way shortly. So don't go too far, because the VRML network with some more driftball action will be coming right back very, very soon. Don't go anywhere.
goes for the goal and sinks it in.
Not easy to maintain ball control and move like these guys are moving.
I love to see teams evolve their gameplay.
I'm the one saying nope, it ain't going deep. That's it.
For that pass cross, hit south forward. Over to Pinata, who puts it in the goal.
This is what we see out of our players. This is the VR Master League Orion Drift.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the final cast of the night. We got one more elimination death match coming your way, where one more team will be sent packing for the season. We got Riptide versus Formula 3 in this best of 7. Fellas, Palador, Space Dude, here we go, fellas. Let's go.
Excited for it. Riptide Formula 3, we've seen them throughout this stream doing some damage, but now they find themselves at a disadvantage in the lower brackets. Like you mentioned, no coming back from this one, so everything is on the line.
It is going to be close here. Formula 3 being the number 2 in the regular season, as whoever wins this one will verse Acer tomorrow in the losers bracket semifinal to go into the championship to see who will win it all.
All right, looks like the players are ready, so let's head to the arena for your starting lineups. Coming in for Riptide, we got Mozzie, we got the Oak Solution, we got Quiet, and we got that Green Pigeon. A little 6-7. Oh man, this is beautiful.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Look at these guys go. Number 1 fan. Let's go. Riptide looks ready to go over on the other side. Coming in for Formula 3. Maybe. We got some players. Half in, half out. Not sure. R.I.P. Pinata. He tried to leave and he wasn't allowed. Now he's out. We'll see if we get Boo coming in. We'll see. They're all worried. There's Lynch. There's Navy. There's Salvatore. We're going to see. I think they're waiting for... Oh, yeah, there's Pinata. Pinata just had to restart his headset. We'll get the grand entrance for him here. We'll head to the tunnel. Maybe he's coming. There he is. There's Pinata. All right. All the players are here. Formula 3, Riptide, best of 7. Let's get ready to go. I'm ready. Let's get that ball in. Who's going to be the pre-match MVP? We got Navy picking up that ball, working it to the middle. Here comes Navy wanting to be that pre-match. Will they put it in? Yes, sir. All right. Here we go. Round number 1, Formula 3, Riptide. Elimination Deathmatch coming your way on the VRML network.
We are gonna be here, and it's gonna go off, little straight through the UFO. Mozzie with some speed, headed down, shooting it. It's gonna be blocked by Lynch. Lynch getting it off his head, straight into Quiet's hands. Quiet looking down, possible pass over to Mozzie. Mozzie shooting it, and it's gonna be straight into the hands, and it's blocked. Now Mozzie still with the ball though, retaining possession as he passes it back to Oak. Oak shooting him, and it's gonna be blocked again. This defensive push by Formula 3 has been amazing.
Absolutely. Viva Pinata on the defensive stop there. But Green Pigeon getting it right back. Slipping it over to Quiet. Quiet from the Halo to Oak Solutions. And Oak from a very tight angle. Gets it to Mozzie, though, one way or the other. Quiet now receiving the ball. Quiet trying to maintain the handle through the stifling defense. And you can really see the cycling of that ball left, right, center, all around that goal area, just trying to pick the defense apart if they can.
Quiet now in the center. He fires it over to Mozzie, and what a save again from Lynch. Green Pigeon can't pick it up, and now here's Salvatore bringing that ball up into Riptide zone. He takes to the sky, trying to get away from the Pigeon. He throws it over to Navy, who shoots and puts it in off the crossbar. Formula 3 up 1-0.
Formula 3 leading here. They start to get that momentum. Green Pigeon trying to get it off. It's going to be straight into G-Navy's hands. G-Navy, nope. Green Pigeon now having it. It's hit up high, loose, even. G-Navy taking it from him. Up onto the right side of sidewalk, getting downfield. Losing ball though, unfortunate there. It's going to be a hit, still loose as Green Pigeon steals it now up high. G-Navy getting that tackle off. Now Pinata taking it from him. Headed up. Looking onto the left side, looking up high over to G-Navy, bouncing off the back for G-Navy. Cannot quite get there. He gets it. He passed it back over to Lynch, but just a little bit too low for the pass.
Wyatt up high now, evading, and once again you can see the strategy here for Riptide. Each time they've gotten possession of that ball, they're not too much in a rush to find that immediate dive into the goal. They're trying to really space out the floor and find those angles, although they do lose the ball there. But I do like this strategy, though it hasn't provided a score quite yet, as it will go the opposite way.
Salvatore now loses that ball to the Green Pigeon, but Pinata's there to swipe that out of his hands. It's going to be loose in that neutral zone. Oak Solution comes up with it. Gets a ceiling card for some separation. Tries to feed Quiet, but it's a little low. Gonna be in the corner now. Oak Solution throws it up. Gets it over to the Green Pigeon. He bounces off the ceiling. He lays it up. But Pinata is going to steer that out of the danger zone.
Pinata with the ball up onto the right trench. He hits it over to Salvatore. Salvatore looking down, trying to get a bit of a ceiling card. He passes it over to G-Navy. G-Navy shooting behind the back, but it does not go in. Can't do the behind the back shots here. This is a very, very big match as Green Pigeon takes it. Looking with two under him with a bit of a ceiling card. Green Pigeon with that patient player status as he shoots it into the bottom right corner and gets it in for a 1-to-1 tie.
We saw so many times in the previous matches Green Pigeon hitting those bottom left corners over and over, this time opting for the right corner. So definitely loves that placement. Was really aware on every approach to the goal, and you gotta love that ability to concentrate, as Salvatore does exactly the same, painting the top right corner on the other end to get them a goal.
Now Green Pigeon,
We're back on it.
and that breaks the barrier. Now that he's live, that ball, he's gonna flip that over to Mozzie. Mozzie can't get it off the ceiling, takes a weird bounce. Mozzie now picks it up, throws it off geometry. They're battling for it. That's Lynch popping out of that goal. Ball pops up, Quiet's looking for it. He's gonna get it, and carve back around, coming in towards the goal. Fires it over to Pigeon. Pigeon now going to the sky, bounces off, throws it, and he sneaks it in. Not sure how, but he does. Riptide ties it up at 2.
2-2 here with a minute left. Salvatore tries to get it. Green Pigeon tries to get that pressure off. It's not working. Salvatore looking for holding on to the ball, but loses it to Oak Solution. Now G-Navy trying to get it. Green Pigeon trying to get it. Now Pinata stealing it from both of them. He's headed up high, passing over to Salvatore. Salvatore trying to get a pass back, but it's not going to work. As Quiet now has it. Looking at pretty much an open goal. He could hit a long shot here, but he chooses not to as he passes it over to Mozzie. Mozzie passing it back over to Oak Solution. Oak Solution says it's a tad bit too fast for that.
16 seconds remaining. Next goal probably going to be the winner. Salvatore diving in. Defenders coming out. It's Quiet. You heard about the calm before the storm. How about the quiet before the storm? Because right now they are thundering down the field and looking to cause an eruption. So biding their time. Quiet, a handoff to Mozzie. Mozzie right back to Pigeon. Everyone touching the ball. Shot does not fall. Green Pigeon now on the rebound, on a mission, winding around and finding the bottoms. Boom shakalaka.
Moments on Earth and beyond.
In a tight first round, Riptide was able to take that in a narrow one. We'll see if Formula 3 can make some adjustments here in round number 2, or if Riptide will continue to have that slight advantage.
Building in the arena.
scorer, Green Pigeon. I know you guys can't hear it, but he had some very strong words. Seems like he has a great big deal of confidence headed into this second round.
We are
The
live.
Green Pigeon's gonna hit high straight into Pinata's hands with a bit of a ceiling car. Pinata looking down, shooting it, and it's gonna be blocked by Oak Solution. Pinata hitting it up, trying to get it away. Oak Solution trying to get it. Now Green Pigeon's hand, forcing it down onto the right side platform, passing it back. Now into pretty much Mozzie's hands. Mozzie hitting it up high, straight to Quiet. Quiet looking down at a 1v1, shooting it, and it's gonna be in. Quiet scoring the first point for Riptide.
Well done to break the seal on this round. Only took 30 seconds to get it done. So right back at them on the quick reaction. There's G and Navy. A pass meeting nobody's hands, unfortunately, as it will be Mozzie sending it the opposite way. Taking it right back in a hurry was Lynch. And Lynch sending it high to Pinata. Goes right by the arms, right through the arms, as Quiet tries to secure the ball, but has it stolen from by G Navy. Trying to evade this defense now as it heads back towards mid zone, but picked by Oak.
Oak now has that ball swatted up. It's going to be down on the ground, throws it towards the goal. It goes a little high. Green Pigeon tries to gather it up, but he's going to be hassled there by Lynch and company. Lynch style, little hand, ha-cha-cha, fires it over to Pinata. Pinata says hello to Navy and then circles around the hoop-de-hoop. He hits the ceiling carve, comes down, holds it. Now looking for a pass. You can chime it, and Oak Solution again. Big defensive stand.
G Navy trying to get up, getting tackled. This Green Pigeon gets a long shot downfield straight into Lynch's hands. Lynch kind of misses that one. There is a bunch of peak people coming downfield as he hits it over across with a big long shot straight into Green Pigeon's hand. Up onto the right side. Looking downfield, G Navy trying to apply pressure. Salvatore getting the ball out of his hands, straight into Pinata's hands. Pinata passing over to G Navy. G Navy looking at a 1v1. He's gonna be shooting it, and it's gonna be blocked by Oak Solution. He had all the time in the world to get a shot, but it's gonna go straight. Quiet. Passing it back over to Pinata. Pinata stealing it from him up towards the middle. Looking, getting to tackle off the goal. He's shooting it in. It's Pinata. Boom! Shakalaka!
Once again, and it's a party here for the Pinata as they will go right back at him to tie it up. Green Pigeon now from the sky to the floor and flooring it across as he gets by 3 defenders. Not a pretender, that man, no siree. It's 2-1.
And he still got that off the post and in. 6 shot. Now Salvatore coming right back. He flips it over to Pinata. It's a little bit in front of him. Now Quiet's trying to get it out. He's going to flip that pass across. And it's going to go into the hands of G Navy. G Navy's tackled off. And Mozzie now looking to get it out. Stopped by G Navy. Luckily, Green Pigeon was there. 2. Take that ball to the sky. Working that down. In 2, forming the 3 zone. Green Pigeon gets tackled from behind. And it pops into the hands of G Navy.
G Navy with it, heading down towards the middle, looking at a 1v2, shooting it in. Is G Navy tying it up at 2-2.
G Navy putting on his old navies. The gamer, it's in the jeans. Good job on the score to tie it up once again. We have so many matches now. These last few have just been ties after ties, overtime after overtime. You'll love to see it here in the final weekend of Season 1.
Now Salvatore bringing that ball up. And he's getting shifty with it. He fires it over to Pinata. Pinata holds it. Bounce to the ground, looking for a pass option, lays it up. And no one's home. Oh no, there's Lynch coming in from that back line, but he loses it to Quiet. Quiet now, just gonna heave it down, looking to spring the Pigeon. He does, in fact, get him. Pigeon over to Mozzie. Mozzie coming in. Mozzie shoots and puts it in off the far post. Riptide back up, 3-2.
Ball's in play.
Salvatore getting off the offensive rollout, trying to get a response, trying to tie it up as he passes it back to Pinata. Pinata's a tad bit too high for that. Unfortunate. Salvatore trying to get it, getting it away. Mozzie heading it far downfield, but it's gonna be intercepted by Lynch. Lynch onto his left sidewalk with Pinata on his back as he passes it up high straight to Quiet's hands. I believe it was intent for Salvatore, but a tad bit too low. As Oak Solution now taking shooting, and it's gonna be in for Oak Solution, getting it past Pinata. 4-2 in favor of Riptide.
Once again, beautiful placement there, well-educated. Call him Professor Oak. That's a great look for them as Salvatore from high above dumps it off into the bridge, actually, and opts to wind it right around. Not a lot of time to do so, but nonetheless, Finding a goal at the end. No, Quiet declines the credit, and there will be 4-2 with maybe one more second for a shot here, as it will be the Riptide coming up ahead.
The ball's loose, up for grabs. The round keeps going till the ball hits the ground, or it goes into the goal. Quiet has it, maybe looking for one more. Maybe waiting to spike it. No, he's looking for one more. He's coming in from the nest, not challenged yet. He's gonna stop. Now he fires it over to Mozzie. Mozzie gonna throw it up and gonna bounce it around over to Oak Solution. He just slaps it off the back wall. Lynch is there with it, and he's just gonna end the round. That round goes to Riptide. They're up 2 rounds to none.
Signing off and reminding you that Driftball unites us.
See in the YouTube chat there, everyone popping off, and a lot of people on the fan club there for Mr. Solutions, the GOAT Solutions, as chat is calling him out. So a lot of love being shown for the professor.
Yes, sir. That ball's back in the middle. Here we go. Round 3. And we're off and rolling. Mozzie looking to get an early point on the board. Chaining those carbs. Throws it down. Green Pigeon can't handle that heat. And Lynch is going to clear that down to the other side.
Salvatore with it as he passes it over to G Navy. G Navy getting the ball up onto right claw, shooting it, and it's gonna be just right of the goal though. Unfortunate as Oak Solution, or other people call it Goat Solution, up onto the left side, straight into Quiet's hands, but Quiet drops it because it's in Salvatore. Salvatore, the speedy robot with a bit of speed, looking down at the goal, passing over Pinata. Pinata getting it in for the score. 1-0 in favor of F3.
Oh man, that pass came in hot, the shot came in even hotter, but taking a great bounce off that bottom corner. What a beautiful series of deliveries, a special delivery indeed, as Mozzie tries to do just the same, and insane is his game as well. Knotted up at 1.
Mozzie, tying it up. Here we go. Salvatore flips it over to Pinata. Pinata, number 96. He lays that over to G Navy in the corner. G Navy's gonna bring that down. G Navy stopped by Quiet, and Quiet able to get that out. Oh, what a stop there from GOAT Solutions, and gets that cleared over to the center area. Here comes Pinata, circling back around, bringing it into the zone, cuts it towards the middle. All of Riptide's defense is there, and that effort was stopped.
Hit back into Lynch's hands. Lynch with some stealing curve action as he passes over to Pinata, but it's intercepted by Mozzie. Mozzie has been on that defensive front the entirety, but Lynch taking it from him this time, trying to get it, passing back over to G Navy. G Navy looking for a pass over to Pinata. Pinata shouldn't be shooting it in off G Navy's tackle to the goalie. Pinata making the goal.
Exactly, holding on just an extra half second or so, enable that tackle to happen. It's all about the timing, the communication, and great realizations from those players, as some devastation in the goal. Wow, can't believe he got that to go. So much defense, but found the place.
There we go, big one from Quiet, tying it back up. Here comes Salvatore, looking to regain the lead. He holds it, he shoots, and Quiet with another great save. He's now working that ball out. He's gonna bounce off the halo and trying to get away. Good tackle by Salvatore. Feeds it over to Lynch. Lynch popping out of that goal. He's looking to put that ball into the goal on the other side. He's looking around. He fires it over to Pinata. Pinata over to G Navy, and it'll bounce off the back wall and go wide.
Lynch trying to take it, but Quiet stealing it from him and trying to get past Lynch. Lynch is a great defensive player. As he gets past him now, is passing it over to Green Pigeon. Back Green Pigeon with hitting it off of Roof, passing it over to Quiet. Quiet shooting it just above Pinata, making the score, leading 3-2 in Riptide.
Well, this round is all about the Quiet Riot, because defensively and offensively, he is completing play after play. Salvatore, meanwhile, on the other side of the floor for Formula, trying to catch back up. They have under 2 minutes to do it. Of course, it's the best of 7, so still some time and rounds to go, but nonetheless, you don't want to fall behind too much as this number 2 ranked team in that regular season of Formula 3.
Quiet having a great match on both sides of the ball, whether he's scoring or saving it in his own goal. Now Pinata working that back in. He cuts in, and there he puts it in. 3-3. We're tied back up again.
My optical sensors.
With a minute 25 left on the clock as Green Pigeon passing it over to the right side. Mozzie taking it from with a bit of a ceiling carve as he passed it down over to that Green Pigeon. That Green Pigeon headed up and hit out of his hands. Lynch with the ball now as he hits it up high, taking it, passing it over to the right side to G-Navy. G-Navy trying to hit it off a roof, losing it for a second there as he passed it back. I think that was intended for Salvatore. It's Salvatore now taking it with a bit of a ceiling card, trying to get past Green Pigeon, using Green Pigeon's medicine against him. Now Pinata looking down at the goal, trying to shoot it. Is it going to be it? And it is. Leading 4-3, Formula 3.
That is such a huge score, such an important one. Now, the round is not over yet, so bite my tongue for now, but they needed that badly. Now they need to defend for Formula 3. Quiet on the offense for Riptide, and having a heck of a time passing around this area, but clamping down is Formula 3. Pinata causing disruption on Green Pigeon, Salvatore and Lynch as well, but Quiet swoops in. Quiet is all over the place in this round. Doesn't matter if it's in his own goal, the enemy's goal, or in the midfield, but nonetheless, Salvatore coming away with it. 9 seconds left and the point advantage. It's all about just keeping the handles on that ball for a few more seconds.
It's going to go back over to Pinata. Pinata looking for it. Here comes Oak Solutions looking to tie it up. He has some speed, keeping that ball off the ground. Here comes Goat. Goat Solutions. Oh, and it hits the ground. That round goes to Formula 3. We'll be heading to the 4th round.
All our fans from the bustling cities of Urban.
I think that the YouTube chat was probably ready to explode had Oak made that one go. But exciting round nonetheless. Your thoughts, Space?
I mean, that was a very, very close match, and all back and forth scoring as this 4th round is going to start off. But the back and forth scoring is going to be big. I mean, we're going to be in for a treat here as Quiet gets it back to Mozzie. Green Navy getting a long shot. No, it's going to hit off of the right platform. Lynch now with it, looking back at his teammates, passing over to Pinata. Pinata shooting and scoring. Formula 3 up by 1.
It's a party in goal for Pinata. Again, has shown a few times across this series that offensive propensity and doing the dirty work there as Quiet slaps it over perfectly to Mozzie. A precision play, excellence on the execution. They've got some heart. It's 1-1.
We got old Oswald. That's Ignite says in the chat. Now we got Salvatore bringing that ball up. Looking to retake the lead. He has it. He swoops down. Now he fires it up over to G-Navy. Back over to Pinata. Pinata trying to work it in from the sky. Throws it down. It's loose in front. And it's going to bounce wide. Back into the hands of Salvatore, who resets into the center.
Lynch with it. Passing over to Pinata. Pinata trying to get the pass over to Lynch. Not quite, though. It's Quiet gets it. Hitting a long shot. It seems like it's going to be into Pinata's. Oh no, Salvatore's hands. He has speed getting past one, but not the other. As Green Pigeon dropping the ball here as G-Navy gets a reset back over to Pinata. Pinata up onto the right side, headed up to Ness, looking at his teammate, looking at the goal, shooting it, and Green Pigeon gets a finger on it to block.
Oak Solutions now coming away with the ball and allowing a few seconds for the teammates to fan the floor, although the nice tackle will dislodge the ball, buying some time, and a possession for Lynch and Formula 3. Lynch with a quick delivery to Gravy. Winding, finding, no, declining was Oak Solutions, but Pinata is there for the pickup, right back at them. A quick tap off the ceiling for a little bit of that speed, and now heading, thundering into the defenders in the pink zone, but unable to cause any disruption, as it will be still tied up at 1 apiece.
G-Navy now bringing that down to the ground, throws it in the direction of the goal, but the goal must have moved because that one was way off. Now, Green Pigeon trying to get control of that ball, has it stripped, but it goes over to Mozzie. Mozzie doing those intangible things to help his team out here. Now we're going to fire it across, and it goes right into the hands of Pinata, and he's going to bring that the other way. Working up on the halo, he fires that, he hits Salvatore. Salvatore coming in from the sky, shoots, and he scores. Wow, Formula 3 up 2-1.
Formula 3, that momentum with 2 minutes left on the clock is undoubtedly a lot of time. He passed it over to Quiet, hitting it behind his back straight into Lynch's hands, though. Unfortunate. Lynch is going to pass it straight into Mozzie's hands, but it's going to be hit down to Salvatore. Salvatore headed up high with some hit off the roof with a bit of a ceiling carve. It seems like he's going to pass it over to Pinata. Pinata hitting the ceiling carves as well. Looking behind him, passing over to Salvatore. Salvatore getting it, trying to get the score in, but it seems like Pinata got it, shooting it into the top left corner. 3-1 is Formula 3.
Pinata fittingly just hanging around there, waiting for that ball to come to him. It was in the perfect place to punish on the rebounded play. A frequent theme, it seems like, as now the theme is quiet time. Over to Oak Solutions, but Oak getting absolutely dismantled by a few defenders, tackling and stealing that ball right out of there. Coming out of the sewers fast, there's Navy all aboard. Oh Lord, it's 4-1.
Formula 3 turning it up to an 11 team. Let's see if Riptide can get him to turn it down a little bit. Green pitching, fires out across, finds Quiet, pinpoint pass. Quiet now fires it across. Pinata reads that play and able to get ahead and just fire it down to the other side. That ball is coming in hot. It's going to bounce high and go into the hands of G Navy, who circles around, coming in back into the direction of the goal. Gets checked off there by Gold Solutions off the crossbar. Lynch can't get it to go. He's robbed.
As Mozzie taking it up here, trying to get that score, trying to get the momentum in the way for the next round. Is Quiet is going to hit it down, missing, shooting, missing, twice in a row. G Navy now going to take it back, looking for a possible score, hits it up, but Green Pigeon gets a hand on the ball. I believe that is impossible for Riptide to come back, because if Riptide were to score, Formula 3 could just wait out the time. But at the same time, that means we are guaranteed a total of 6 rounds. With Salvatore still trying to, not happy with the score, trying to get some more points on the board is both of the teams as G Navy takes it. Looking down at the ground, hoping for a possible spike as he gets ahead. Looking for a possible shot on goal, but Oak Solution takes it and lets it hit the ground. 4-1 is winning Formula 3.
All right, now the best of 7 series all evened up at 2 games apiece. Riptide came out with some fire as the underdog, at least in terms of the league standings, number 4 versus number 2. But hey, Formula 3 showing what they're capable of. They punched back with 2 wins in a row of their own. So now we've seen the momentum shifts. The question is, where will it settle here going into round 5?
The ball settled into the middle until it was launched off. Here we go. Pinata with a bunch of speed, holds it, fires, and he's a little high. G Navy came in hot, but couldn't pick up that rebound. Now here comes Salvatore, resetting back to his own goal. He still has a ton of speed built up. He's working that up. He goes to the sky. He circles around. He's coming in. He lays it over to Navy. Navy shoots it, denied by Riptide defense.
Lynch with it, headed up on Ness, trying to pass it over to G Navy, but it's not going to happen. Pinata with it now, headed up with a bit of a 4 carve this time instead of a ceiling carve. But Formula 3 scores it as Salvatore gets that, finding that hole.
Talk about carving. Pinata continues to carve up the defenses across these last few rounds, especially. Definitely a player to watch out for and mark if you're the Riptide defense.
Quiet now, bringing that ball down into the zone. He flips that up, and a little miscommunicado on the avocado with Goat Solutions. Now Salvatore looking around, trying to get some separation. Going for a lap here. Green Pigeon's trying to chase him down, but he's a speedy robot. He goes up, he flies it over to Pinata, who jams it in. Boom, shakalaka. Formula 3 up 2-0.
He's on fire. Jucifer Pinata continues to burn them. But now Green Pigeon trying to do the same. Down the floor, burning some rubber, but could not get it to go. Instead get tackled out of there as Pinata, the man on a mission. That is sweet frishin'. They get 3 on the board now, all in a row.
Formula 3 up 3-0. Let's see if Riptide can get something going here. Formula 3 really has turned the momentum in their favor. Here comes Salvatore looking for another one. The ball pops out into Pinata's hand, and then Quiet able to stop that. Throws it over to his buddy, Oak Solution, who fires it across for Green Pigeon, but it's just a little bit out of his hands.
Now it's knocked loose here. Green Pigeon taking it back up as he hits it straight over to Quiet. Quiet passing over to Mozzie. Mozzie shooting it, and it's scoring. Is Riptide 1, getting the first point on the board against 3.
Definitely needed that score to break the ice, to break the drought, and get a little confidence built up in their game. Down the floor, though, again, with still a 2-point advantage. They're in no hurry for Formula 3 to make anything happen. They're just trying to wait and let something develop. You can see Salvatore really clever with the carves, able to dish it off to Navy. Navy dumping it towards that backboard, but will be secured by Green Pigeon the other way for Riptide. Riptide now back on the offense through mid-zone.
Oh, quiet. Good stop by G Navy. And they just throw that ball back down. There we go. We got Mozzie still having a heck of a round for his Riptide squad. Now Oak Solution can't pick it up. Here comes Salvatore with some speed coming in from the corner of the halo. He holds it, he shoots, he scores. Formula 3 up 4-1.
Oak Solution tapping it out for, I believe that is going to be Green Pigeon taking it off the offensive rollout. Headed up high, passing it over to Quiet. Quiet taking a one-handed pass over to Mozzie. Mozzie shooting it down, but it's going to be blocked by Salvatore. Salvatore now letting it, no, not the loose here, as Oak Solution just tries to hit it back, tries to reset it, but Salvatore tries to promise from that, but no. Quiet now having it, passing it up. Pinata heading it away from his hands. Now Green Pigeon having it on Formula 3 side.
And you gotta wonder at this juncture, as it seems like Formula 3 continuing to pull away a bit in this match. Let's see if the offense gets going for them. You gotta wonder if maybe the gas is starting to run out in the tank a little bit for Riptide. They've been through the rigors of this tournament for sure. And that's always a question, because in these long-form tournaments, it's never about a one versus one, a team versus a team in a vacuum. You gotta factor in the endurance factor, and right now we're not seeing them able to really execute or handle the ball the same way that they were earlier on in the series. Formula 3 has just really turned it up in this match so far, and they're looking great. Although I just cursed them a little bit there. Sorry.
Green Pigeon putting in some work. Gets a great dime there from Quiet, and still down 2. Here we go, Salvatore. 23 seconds to go. Looks like this round's going to go to Formula 3. Salvatore looking for some mo. He loses that ball, and Quiet gets it. 15 seconds to go. Quiet, no real hurry here. And just hit it up, finds Mozzie. Mozzie maybe looking for one for the road. Fires it over to Green Pigeon. Green Pigeon heaves it across. Salvatore picks it up. He's going the other way. We're in that hot potato time. He's looking left. He's looking right. He turns and fires. And there it is. Formula 3 takes that round. And they're ahead 3-2. Best of 7.
It's been a privilege to bring it all to you.
Now it comes to those final rounds where if Formula 3 wins it, they win it all for it could end it. But at the same time, if Riptide wins here, they can send it into a 7th round, which is what we kind of want to see here. We want to see an even matchup. It's going to go straight into Mozzie's hands. It's going to go knocked out immediately, though. G Navy taking it with some speed, getting tackled, though. Now Quiet with it. Up onto the right side, trying to pass it to the Green Pigeon, but he's going to say get denied as it's straight into G Navy's hands, or no, Mozzie's hands now.
Mozzie will speed down the floor. A really important time to get on the board first, and I think get the confidence built. Like I said, I see Ignite in the chat as well, pointing the same thing. Mentals can be tough, going up 2 rounds early on and then eating a few in a row, make that one score as well to start things off against them. Riptide was looking so great early on. Formula 3 is really locked in, though.
Green Pigeon now in this elimination round needs to get a goal to tie it up. He fires it over to Quiet. Quiet hasn't swatted out, but Green Pigeon's there. Now he fires it across over to Mozzie. Mozzie back to Quiet. Quiet holds it, shoots. Ooh, can't get the angle to go, and Lynch able to get that out of in front of the goal area.
Now Lynch with it. Only a minute drained from the clock, passing it back, but no one is quite there. G Navy trying to take it. Now Quiet with it. Headed downfield, looking at a 1v1 with a bit of a ceiling carve. He's going to let his teammates get downfield as he passes it. No, he's going to shoot it. Hold on to it. And now Lynch own goal. Unfortunate. He didn't quite know where the ball was, and it was behind him, and he backed up into the goal.
You see, even there, the goal so did work out fortunately for Riptide, but taking a lot of tough shots, like near zero angle shots, and just by chance that last one went in, but it's something to watch out for. Not getting the same high quality looks, those pocket shots, the things like that we've been seeing in the previous rounds for Riptide's kind of fading a little bit there. So, but nonetheless, hopefully that point can secure them at least a little bit of a boost and get them going in this round as Formula 3 now looks to score.
And that attempt is going to be wide. Oak Solutions looking to get it out and going to feed it across over to Mozzie. Mozzie can't play it off the wall. Salvatore carves around trying to get away. Number 2, Speedy Robot, has it up top on the corner, holds it now, fires that pass across, finds G-Navy. G-Navy coming down, but that's Mozzie with a defensive stop there.
Now with it is G-Navy trying to get behind them back, score, and now back to back. Pinata getting a rebound, scoring it. I believe that is Formula 3 leading 2-1.
Pinata cutting through the defense like paper mache, able to make it work. Green Pigeon evading Salvatore there on defense once and maybe even twice. A Green Pigeon going into quiet on that left bridge. They have Mozzie on the opposite side as well. And some reset, so let's see, there you go, there's the pass. Not going for that tight angle shot this time, looking for the extra moves, the better angle at shots. A little miscommunication there, however, and the ball will be ejected to the midfield.
Oh, Green Pigeon gets it off of Pinata and it goes in a little bit of a messy play, but a goal's a goal. Tied at 2, let's go.
Salvatore headed up high, looking down at the goal with some double ceiling cars as he passed over to G-Navy. G-Navy looking down, shooting it up high again. No, as it's in to no one's hands. It's not to lose as Salvatore hits it up high again. Now Oak trying to get it, passing it away. Lose again, Quiet trying to get it. Pretty much loose still. No one quite has boost to go up and retrieve the ball as Salvatore looking down at the goal. Getting past 2 defenders as he passed it over to Pinata. Pinata shooting and it's blocked by Quiet.
Quiet almost surprised by it, fell right into his lap. A great block, able to snag the ball now on this approach. It's tied up, a big score here would indeed be great for the Mentals as Oak looking to go mental to Mozzie. Mozzie for the tap on the backboard, unable to find himself or a teammate on that one. Getting existential here, but it's Lynch with the ball right back at them and potential to take this round away if they can score again in this final minute.
Now Pinata working that ball up. Gonna juke to the side, wait for his players to get upfield. Now stops inside, break check. Mozzie with that pressure pops it free, and it's gonna bounce down into the sewers. And they're gonna swat at it. Oak Solutions is there. Oh, Salvatore gets a shot off. It goes just wide. And now Green Pigeon's gonna take to the sky. He fires out. We got 30 seconds to go, and he fires it down to the other side.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you know, these players got the feel for this game as they are not falling under any pressure the entire time as Salvatore does that long ceiling car. Seems like he's gonna just wait for an overtime as he goes back, just gets the boost, make sure he's all redone for it. Getting it off the, bit of a ceiling carve, chain ceiling carve, triple ceiling carve, passing it over to G-Navy. G-Navy passing it back to Pinata. Pinata shooting it down, and it's gonna be in. And Formula 3 is gonna take it. That is gonna be the end of today. And Formula 3 heads on to the losers semifinal.
Oh my goodness, they played that last play perfectly. That was so well executed. Everything from the clock recognition, the boost recognition, getting the fuel, going all the way to the back end, not only to reset their offense, but to also fuel up on the boost juice. And then the passing plays and getting it to who else but the hottest hand on their team, Pinata, who's been cutting them up on offense. The whole round, the whole series. So everything about that was just played so perfectly, so with such poise. You love to see it. I got to call it out because that was, you couldn't have done it any better. What a stellar series that was. Formula 3 to advance and send Riptide checking out of the VRML Hotel tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's going to do it for our cast tonight. We're going to be back tomorrow with the bronze medal match between Acer and Formula 3. The winner will advance to face Ignite in the grand finales. The loser will get that third place. So we'll be back tomorrow with some more epic VRML driftball action right here on the VRML network. Thanks, Palador. Thanks, Space Dude. Thank you, Victoria, from earlier, for joining me in the booth. You guys got any final thoughts?
Nope,
Final
I'm all good.
thoughts? Yeah, no final thoughts, just final shots. Great stuff from these teams. I'm thrilled with how this whole day one has been. So many great matches. That's the beauty of it, Jucifer. So much more to come. OCE, EU, and NA Day 2 coming up in the very near future.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, appreciate all you guys in the chat for being with us for most of the day here. But that's going to do it for now. Until next time, you guys keep grinding and 6-7.
Orion Drift VRML is brought to you by Another Axiom, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.